All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome. We're back, sort of. It's going to be a review today. So what we're going to be doing is watching a tournament I played. Ooh, man, it must have been last Thursday or Friday. So basically, it was like day 2 of my cold, and I had over 100-degree fever. And, I figured let's use that strength to play Nurgle, because if anything, it'd be a buff for that faction. So today, it's going to be a Nurgle SFT, and I'm going to be taking you through all of my matches in that tournament. And from there, going to... the semis and finals, if we make it. If not, of course, we'll be casting those as well. What's cracking? Welcome, welcome. Yes. So, this is the Fever tournament, the Fever Dream. Had plenty of those this past week. And my apologies if I just kind of randomly mute. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so I might need to pause and mute and whatnot. So, yeah, we're going. How you guys doing? It's been a while, man. It's been way too long. It's been 5, 6, 7 days? Something like that. And don't worry, as soon as we're... Well, from here on out, we'll probably be streaming every day. I think we're to the point where we can at least raw dog it a little bit, Yeah, it's gonna be good. The opener screen is clearly Henry von Haggard. Yeah. It is. Yeah, that was made by Zyphos. He did a great job with that. Time to get the notepad out. Yeah, for sure. The next thing we're gonna be doing is not tonight, but sometime this week when we're feeling up to it, very good. A new tradition we're going to be starting to do is we're going to have an SFT or some sort of a tournament that'll be 3-4 hours long. SFT, pick 6, you guys get the idea. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to have a separate stream, whether it be on our Twitch channel or dual streamed or whatever. And we're going to do build guides for factions. So sometime in the next few days, we'll be doing a build guide for Nurgle. So we'll go through every single matchup, and hopefully this will be something that's good for newer players. For the factions that I know how to play very well, like Nurgle, for example, I'll probably just do it by myself. But if there's factions that I don't really have a complete proficiency over, I'll grab players who are top dogs with those factions, and we're just going to kind of sit on the army building screen, theorize for every single matchup and do a build for every single matchup. So eventually there'll be, a build guide potentially for every faction. I don't know. There's probably not. We'll avoid the factions that are still expecting some DLCs, so like Slanesh and whatnot, and these factions that are still on the way, but we will see. Yeah, I know, Justin. I was watching a lot of Anticity streams while I was sick, actually. Yeah. I still need my Total War fix, man. I still need it. So I went over there and watched, and he's a lot of fun to watch for sure. He's got very good micro. Yeah, and the fundamentals of that dinosaur build are very good too, right? It's like use the pterodons to shut down the shooting, and then dinosaurs just kind of kill everything else. It's pretty awesome. Just requires a lot of micro and good decision making, because with those big monsters, if you take one really bad commit, for example, into like a gun line, you could just instantly lose the game. The rock drops are insane. Well, that's what carries it, right? The rock drops, and he's really good at that. Yeah, I noticed when I was watching him, he was doing a great job with it. Yeah, we're doing all right, though, man. That would be amazing. I've watched... Oh, yeah, for sure, Javier. It's a very different thing, right? It's very different. Yeah. All right. So let's get it cooking, man. Let's have some fun. And we're going to be loading into game 1 here. So this was game one of the tournament. Let me find the replay here. In game one, I ended up playing against the Lizardmen, I believe. Yes. So game one was my Nurgle versus the forces of the dreaded lizards, which is a matchup that I think historically has probably been Lizardmen favored. Their range poke is very effective. Their monsters, I think, are the hardest thing to deal with as a Nurgle player, is dealing with like a Dread Saurian, because you do have tools. You have the Angels of Decay, you have Rancid, you have Horsemen, but the thing is, all of those tools you can bring to the table, Lizards have pretty good answers against them. So it's a little bit frightening for sure. I would wait until 6. Yeah. I'm. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Is the big balance patch coming up? So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream, and welcome to game one of this Nurgle SFT. So, what we have in the front line, it's going to be Chaos Warriors, and Chaos Warriors have always been okay against dinosaurs because they dominate Saurus Warriors in combat pretty heavily, having the high armor and really good stat line. Right? If you look at the Saurus, you have 60 armor against 100 armor, 49 melee defense against 34, higher melee attack on the warrior, with the poison as well. The only thing the Saurus has going for it, of course, is the higher weapon strength, but it's going to be failing to connect a lot of the time against the really high MD of the Nurgle warrior. And also, you have to remember the poison. It's going to be a 15% mitigation against the damage that the Saurus are going to be kicking in there. So, pretty damn good. In the back line, we are trying something a little bit crazy here. Now, this can be a little bit risky because if they go like what my opponent went, which is double Ancient Salamander, you can pay the Troll Soul pretty hard. But the Festering Stooges, as well as the Exalted Heroes of Nurgle, or Exalted Plaguebearers of Nurgle, they have the grenades with big armor piercing, right? So you use these guys to try and annihilate the big dinosaurs and drag down the big threats. Like, I was expecting a Dread Saurian. I was just straight up like, where is it? Just put me out of my misery. So I teched pretty hard into trying to screen it out using the Unholy Hand Grenades, as well as the Deathcaster. Now, Deathcaster, you might be asking why Death against Lizards? It's the same thing that when you're playing them against Warriors of Chaos. You need it to stop the Salamanders. Otherwise, how the hell are you going to stop, Razordons and Pterodons against as Nurgle? Like, you have to chase them with Furies, but then if you chase with Furies, they can peel pretty easily with a number of things on their roster. So having Fate of Buna to just one-shot a Salamander unit and bring it really close to death, and then, it's a lot easier to get rid of it at that point. So Fate of Buna is very, very good. Marauder Horsemen and Nurglings up on the high ground here, and for my opponent, Dwulch, he is going to be rocking Nakai the Wanderer, so very, very Chad pick. Nakai isn't bad here. He does get bullied a little bit by Nurgle characters. I mean, he'll win in a straight-up fight, but it is something that Nurgle doesn't have a lot of issues fighting, in my opinion. So aside from that, we do have two Ancient Salamanders for my opponent here. Really annoying to deal with, for sure. Personally, I'd rather fight these than the Salamander hunting packs, but yeah, the Ancient Sallies are certainly harder to shut down, and since I brought Buna to deal with regular Salamanders, I don't really have, like, a super efficient tool to shut these things down aside from like spirit leeching and trying to grind them down. So very, very tricky. All right, and that's going to be it. And he does also have a Scarvet as well as a Skink Priest of Beast. So for anybody just joining, this is round one of a Nurgle SFT I played in a couple days ago while I had a fat 100-degree fever. So we're going to see if the Plague Father is going to give his blessings today, or am I just going to get wrecked? And, Nurgle does want you to suffer a little bit too, right? So that's all part of the fun. Now, that was a very good Flock of Doom right there. Let me make sure the game sound is on. Perfect. So Flock of Doom nailing both my horsemen is always quite nice. And moving up here, we do get the Marauders and the Nurglings, and we should have enough capture weight here. So now it's just going to be a brawl in the middle, which I felt pretty good about. I was like, if I can just kind of mitigate the damage coming in from the Ancient Salamanders and not get wrecked too badly by those, I feel as if I'm going to win a lot of the infantry grinds. Granted, I don't have the Nurgle healing spam, which is one of my favorite strategies for Nurgle. It's very, very good. But yeah, just lurking in the back with my Chaos Sorcerer, trying to be extra careful. Nakai's going to be coming in and laying a whooping down on some of the Nurglings, so here he goes. He's going to be punting some of those little popcorn bandits. It looked like the Salamander just like shot him there, and he roared angrily. That was actually a pretty funny animation, but we do manage to get objective number 3, and in the middle, I have not used the Unholy Hand Grenades yet, just trying to get them into combat. This would be the ideal target for my opponent to get the Ancient Salamanders. I mean, going after the Horsemen is fine and all, but definitely going after the Exalted Plaguebearers is going to be a much, much better play for sure. So, yeah, we'll see if they switch to that. Although, I mean, yeah, getting rid of the Horsemen is a good idea. If I were, looking at this battle really, really tactically, I'd be like, okay, he's targeting my Horsemen, which means he wants to call in Croxagors, or he wants to call in something that, the Horsemen counter. And is that the case? Is that what my opponent did? It looks like in the back, we do get a Croxagor call in. So yeah, we were more or less on point with that. Granted, Rock Drop may be going to be going down here. We do see the Pterodons with the Fire Leech Bolas. So those aren't bad. They do decent damage against these stinky zombie units here. And we do call in Angels of Decay, because I was expecting a Dreadsaurian 100%. I thought I was just going to be getting run over by a Dreadsaurian at this point in the game, but that was not the case. So we do get these stinky grenades, and they're going to be going after Nakai, so he's going to be getting bombarded by the big stinky, and he's cold-blooded. And yeah, I guess that keeps him from rampaging. Not that I don't think Nakai. He rampages if you use his roar ability. Yeah, the what's it called? The primal roar. You don't see Nakai too often, but he's honestly not terrible. So in the middle fight, what we talked about, we have Saurus versus our warriors, and Plague Bears fighting it out. Granted, they've been fighting an uphill battle with Flock of Doom spam, and now we got Kroxigors in the mix. So Kroxigor is definitely a problem. They're going to bully my warriors over pretty badly here with their big spanking paddles. But we do have the throwing axes. So throwing axes is going to be saturating in, and the unholy hand grenades from the Angels of Decay are going to be focusing down those Kroxigors, because I know that they're one of the biggest issues against my force, for sure. So we start to boink them, and the Exalted Plague Bears are holding quite well, even though, you know, they've been getting hit by Fire Leech Bolas and other scary things. It's quite a menace, and I really just didn't have any targets for the Buna, and I figured my opponent wasn't going to be calling in Salamanders, right? You know, the hunting packs. Obviously, they already have the ancient ones in, so I'm like, let's just get rid of these Fire Leech units. So that's where the Buna comes in. You Buna basically one-shots them, and then a Fury can get in and clean them out from there, which is quite good. So in the middle objective, Exalted Plague Bearers are still holding. Warriors are still anchoring as well. Nurgle Warriors are pretty Chad for sure, so they're able to hold their ranks pretty well. And the low ground objective, Marauders of Nurgle, going to be holding objective 3 pretty comfortably as the Furies do come back in. And now my opponent calls in something that's a little bit scary. The Colossadon Hunters. Granted, against Nurgle, Colossadon Hunters aren't that terrifying because most of Nurgle's strengths lie in its infantry, and these things, of course, are anti-large. But, you know, they can chase Angels of Decay and Furies, but if I get my Angels and my Furies together to attack these things, it should be a pretty favorable little trade for me, for sure. Yeah, Nurgle, dude, Nurgle's had me in his grip all week. Holy, this is a rough week, dude. There was some fever dreams and some serious suffering for sure. Now, this is where the game starts to turn a little bit for me. The value is very, very close, and I don't have a ton of healing because I'm playing Death Magic, but Nakai did overextend a little bit. The Nurgle Sorcerer plus the Horseman and the Angels of Decay were able to switch on Nakai here and really get some bread buttering damage, and you can see Nakai getting bullied pretty hard, and that's why the Rot Beast is just, I think, an auto-take as a mount option. It turns your, you know, Nurgle Sorcerer from kind of a wimpy, non-armor-piercing fighter into a fast, aggressive, healing fighter, which is very brutal, and we are able to get a route on Nakai right there, so Nakai does get hunted down, and it's going to be getting pushed back. Meanwhile, this guy, I sacrifice a Fury unit into the Colossadon Hunters. So Colossadon Hunters cost, you know, well over 1,000 gold here. Let me have a sip of tea. I'm going to need something to keep the old man going here. Oh, that's some good stuff right there, baby. Oh, that's just what the doctor ordered. All right. So, now the Angels of Decay are going to be stuck in combat, which is not what I want. So I'm going to be kiting them back, using the throwing weapons, calling out another Fury, and then we're going to be turning around and probably able to finish off that Colossadon Hunter. In the meantime, I do call out Rot Knights. So Rot Knights was a call out that I weaseled in here, and they're going to feel pretty good. A lot of the lizard elements that they call in the mid-game, Feral Cold Ones, Cold One Knights, Kroxigors, you know, that type of stuff, right? So having the big scary Rot Knights out on the field as a late-game sweeper is quite good. And you can also use them against infantry. They don't do badly. They're going to be good at kind of securing the high ground point. So currently, as the objectives go, I am up on points. My Nurgle infantry wall did hold that pretty well, and we've had a couple big favorable engagements, right? We kill the Colossadon Hunters with Angels as well as the Chaos Furies, and really my opponent, you know, without Nakai, has a Beastcaster and of course does have some Ancient Salamanders. Look at this freaking Exalted Plague Bears down here too. Probably not a lot of value, only about 500, but at the very least, at least they did hold, right? So high ground objective, we do steamroll that. We are able to roll over the Skink Cohort right here, and the Rot Knight's also able to get some work done as well. As the Frolickers Bubonic going to be heading over to objective 1 to try and grab that bad boy. And here in the sky, the Angels of Decay are lurking. Still have a little bit of ammunition as well. My opponent calling in Saurus Spears, which are honestly pretty, I mean, against Nurgle, I don't know if I would bring a lot of Saurus Spears, because their melee output against infantry is so low, and Nurgle just loves its infantry. I mean, even a basic Marauder will probably trade kind of like evenly into those. So yeah, tricky stuff. Angels of Decay, though, still an armor-piercing drone unit, going to be flying down. Finally, Anticity gets to live his power fantasy of seeing a Plague drone in action. Granted, it is a very meta one. But they are going to be coming down here and ripping apart the Feral Cold Ones, as well as these King Cohorts. And the Rot Knights and company are going to be sweeping from the high ground objective and getting ready to overwhelm the middle. But overall, that's a good fight for us. Angels still at half health, having gotten, you know, almost 2,000 value. Very, very strong. Somebody in chat asking, when was this tournament played? About 3 days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. Yeah. It was a very sweaty tournament. You guys are just getting into it. This is round 1. So moving up are the Rot Knights. Rot Knights going to be sweeping into the Saurus Warriors with the support of the Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Death. So we do get some nice work right there, and those guys do get feasted on. And overall, that's going to be the beginning of the end for the dinos, right? They have the 2 salamanders, but I have a ton of counters to the salamanders on the battlefield. I have the Rot Knights, the Chaos Sorcerers, going to be able to hunt those down, and now we got Forsaken coming in as well. Forsaken are very good. Nurgle is a faction that really struggles with speed. They're very, very slow. So having a fast unit that has almost 50 movement speed that can get up and reinforce objectives is very, very good. Yeah, so I didn't live stream this tournament when I was playing because I had a huge fever and I just was trying to pass the time. But yeah, I figured there were some really fun games in it, so we're going to be casting it up today here. All right, so objective 1. We have the Nurglings holding that. We do manage to get objective 2 as well. And from here, I'm not going to insult your intelligence any longer. It's basically just cleanup at this point. So we're just going to be kind of hunting these units down. The Rot Knight's going to be chasing down the Salamander packs. One of the Salamanders gets broken by the Chaos Lord. Forsaken coming in, absolutely shredding those spear units. And the Rot Knights are also pretty good at just sweeping up chaff units. Like, they have good killing power, 60 weapon strength. You can use them to run over these skink units, and they're going to have a good time from there. But the value is 9.3 against 7.6 now. Nakai does get called back in, which I think he dies twice. I can't remember if he dies twice. Yeah, he gets surrounded by Plague Ogres. So here we have Plague Ogres being called in. I actually have been, I've been playing so much Nurgle, and today we'll be a little bit more analytical with things instead of just being pure kind of commentary stuff, right? Plague Ogres are a unit that, when you compare them to a Minotaur of Khorne, I was just looking at their stats and their different. Oh, that's lovely, nice disgusting throw up over there. That reminds me of a couple days ago, but they're actually not bad. I feel like Plague Ogres, the biggest issue with them compared to a Minotaur is that obviously they have a little bit less armor, but they have I think 1,000 more HP than a Minotaur of Khorne, and they also have poison, which is quite good. And yeah, you can see they have immune to psychology too, which is kind of cool. But the problem with Plague Ogres, it's harder for Nurgle to shut down range than it is for Khorne. Things like Fleshhounds and whatnot. But if you can mitigate those variables, Plague Ogres can actually do reasonably well for you. So here we swarm in, we start to beat down Nakai, and yeah, you can see we also get the other Salamander as well. So the Plague Ogres is late game sweeper. Like I said, I was expecting a Dread Saurian build, and my opponent came in with kind of Tim the Wilder-esque double Ancient Salamander, pull you back, poke you a little bit. Granted, Tim's variant of this build that we've seen, so we've seen, the style of using the dreaded double Ancient Salamander, mass skinks, that type of thing. That was more with a lot of skinks supporting as well and not committing to the fight for a long time. So after this game, I'll kind of show you that. But Tim played in a lot of major tournaments, of course, and did use that double Ancient Salamander, Chameleon Skink playstyle. It's pretty brutal to play against, but obviously this fight's going to go well for us. We have a full health Plague Ogre in here, and we do also have the Festering Stooges still going from the early game, by the way, giving us a lot of milk in here. And the Rot Knights come back in, manage to clean up some of the Feral Cold ones, even in their very tattered state, which is quite nice. And we do manage to close the game out here with our final point. So that was game 1 in the Nurgle SFT against the Bolt, who's a strong opponent for sure. They've done quite well in tournaments, but something just clicked. It wasn't the Exalted Plague Bearers. The Warriors, held their own. 600 value is not bad for a grinding unit against Saurus. The Shadow Magic was good, or Death Magic, excuse me. Rot Knights 1300. Ogres actually got 1500 value, so even more than the Rot Knights. And the Heralds of Angels of Decay are what carried that game, though. The fact that they nuked Nakai into the Shadow Realm and gave me a lot of utility in some of those fights was very, very good. So, yeah, but this playstyle with the double Salamander, I think that it's probably more effective if you open up with maybe 2 less Saurus in the build and get 4 Skink Skirmishers, right? Nurgle hates getting poked. So that kind of poke, I think, would have been really good. And then, just value trading me for a good couple minutes before pushing in. Am I going to play Cathay when the CA adds the Grenadiers? Yeah, I'll do a single faction tournament with them for sure. All right. So that was game 1 in the dreaded Fever SFT, the Fever Dream. Was it even real? Who knows? And in game 2, we have an absolute knockdown, drag-out game here between Nurgle and their nemesis, the Dwarves. So this was a very, very sweaty game. Very, very sweaty game. And I was literally sweating as well. But let's let the sweat flow once more, my friends. And thank you guys all for joining. It's good to be back. If you're enjoying the stream, do drop a like. Helps a lot. Poison is good against everything. It's just very, very strong. So this was an experimental build. Let's just preface this, because we're trying to learn here. I want this to be a bit of a Nurgle guide as well. Chariots, in theory, should be good against dwarves. Decent mass, mobility, anti-infantry, good impact damage. They don't have to stay in sustained combat, right? But ever since Warhammer 3, I don't know what happened, but most chariots are just absolute trash. The bear chariots of Nurgle. Oh my god, imagine Nurgle bears. That'd be terrifying. But the bear chariots of Kislev are very good. Tomb King's chariots are pretty cost effective just because there's like 8 of them or whatever in a unit. But in general, chariots are just not the best. Yeah, they're weird. There are some that can work. There's a couple niche ones, but now I'm going to talk about my general strategy against dwarves. Now, there's 2 ways to play against the Dowie. One is to do like a bit of a build-up, okay? So if you're playing Nurgle, what you do is you sit back on your home objective, or you triple cap them with your mobility, and then you pull back, let them get these 2 objectives, and then you just do a huge alpha strike all at once with mass healing. That is, I think, a very stressful play style that I don't like. What I like to do against the Dowie is a little bit of a pulling them apart. So I like to go for their home objective using Pestigore Vanguards, because Pestigores trade pretty well in the Dwarvish infantry. Obviously, blasting charges suck pretty bad for them, right? But yeah, so you Vanguard their back point, hold it for as long as you can. In the meantime, use your skirmishers to grab the middle. And then the dwarves eventually are going to have to commit a lot of their force from the middle to come over and get their home objective back. When they do that, that is when you start attacking the middle, right? So if you attack dwarves and they're fully erect, just throbbing, veiny dwarven formation like this, it's just not going to be good as Nurgle. You're going to get roasted. You're going to get blasting charged. It's not going to be fun. So you need to pull them apart. I mean, you can do a mass shielded alpha strike, but that's gotten a little bit harder with the advent of Doomseekers. Doomseekers made that harder. Oh God, I'm too weak, Anakin. Help me. Help me. All right, so what do we got? On the back objective, we do get our Pestigore. So we got Pestigore Vanguard with Nurglings. Chaos Sorcerer Lord Nurgle, he's just going to be spamming Fleshy as well as Stream of Corruption, which is very good. And we're going pretty much all in on my opponent's back objective. So I have Forsaken coming in, and I have double Chaos Chariot of Nurgle. Now, we're going to see, I mean, in theory, they should be good against some of the lightly armored Dwarven units, even though they lack AP. And the idea was, the school of thought with the chariots was to use them to run over the miners with blasting charges. That was the idea. But, the dreaded cannons, Creative Assembly, I don't think has ever fixed the bug where cannons like double hit chariots. So sometimes you just get obliterated. I think that's more with characters, though. I don't know about regular ones. So we get a big Stream of Corruption right here, big stinky Nurgle, and also attack with Furies. So able to break one of the miners really quickly here. Also going to be charging in with both Chaos Chariots, and we have the back objective. Now, this is a really, really big thing, right? Check this out. So basically, when you steal your opponent's back objective, run into the woods. You don't want to stay on the objective in the open, because that makes it easier for them to remember what was there and assess the situation. Now, he's in the dark again. If he wasn't paying very close attention, he won't know exactly what units I'm bringing. There's a lot of variables there that are very, very big. So yeah, so we got Pestigores lurking in the trees and Forsaken, including the Demon Spew coming up. And now it's time for the chariots. So we do manage to break one of the miners with blasting charges, but even though this looks good, one sec, guys. Uno momento. Sorry, guys, I had to do a Plague Bearer cough. Even though this looks good, I'm like, wow, I broke. This is like a 400 gold unit, and I basically threw away a 625 gold Fury or whatever the hell it is, right? So that's not good. And here we do get the Chaos Chariots of Nurgle. They're able to do some okay work. At least we do get rid of some of the blasting charge units. My opponent does have Garriger Iron Chad. He's actually not bad against Nurgle. He does magic damage, has anti-infantry, armor piercing, and is a decent enough character to fight the Nurgle characters, right? So at the end of the day, I mean, the Fury unit does get away. So it's not the end of the world there. It's not the end of the world. So moving up on the objective is going to be the Pestigores and the Nurglings. So they're going to be swarming up on the point, just to make sure my opponent doesn't, get the goodies here. I don't want it. Blasting charges, though, are very scary and will farm a ton of value. And now my chariots are moving to the outside objective. And this was really bad here, what happens. You're gonna see in a second. Although it might have been part of my fever dream. I'm pretty sure he gets a brutal double tap here and just kills half my chariots. Cannons are zeroing in. Middle objective going to be going to the Dowie. Trying to get ahead on points to the point where I can win on just one. And now the chariots, I guess, are being useful. They're mitigating the blasting charges, but oh God, look at that. So painful. This is why chariots, man. Oh, so janky. Whoever said chariots were good against the dwarves here. They were lying, dude. They were lying. All right. So we do at least break the formation of the miners, which is then going to be allowing the pestigores to come in. So the pestigore is going to be closing distance here. They got their great weapons out, and we do also have the Chaos Torture. So he's going to be coming in, and yeah, this is good. I mean, this is going to buy us time on the objective. I don't expect to win on value against dwarves with this build. You know, not with this build. Oh god, one sec. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. All right. So the miners get folded up, and my opponent calls in a Royal Dowie Air Force. So going to be calling in what appears to be steam gyrocopters, probably to deal with chariots, expecting the armor to be a little bit more problematic here. So the gyrocopter is going to be coming across and trying to roast my Nurgle forces. But this is where, you know, Nurgle becomes one with nature. And Nurgle is kind of about nature a little bit. Obviously, entropy and decay, the cycle of life and death. You know, Nurgle loves mold. Mold is part of nature. You know, so that's the big Nurgle thing there. So we run back into the trees, and my dwarf opponent going to be trying to stay stalwart in the middle and just calling out a legion of miners with blasting charges, right? So there's going to be a whole bunch of those guys. I'm transforming into a herald. Dude, it kind of feels like it. This last week, man, holy shit. I haven't had a cold like this in easily 5 years. Yeah, it's some serious witchcraft, but we're gonna see if the blessings of Nurgle can carry me through this tournament. So, Chaos Fury is gonna be coming in to try and counterplay the gyrocopters and chase them. My opponent, what he should do and what he probably will do is try and lure my gyrocopters into the Quarrelers, into the Iron Drakes. So this is phase 2 of the plan. Okay, this is phase 2. So now my opponent detaches part of their mainline army to go for the back objective, right? I'm getting a lot of points. My Furies do manage to get back here and jump on a cannon, so I hit them in the trees for a while. My opponent forgot, and we do manage to get the cannon, which is very, very good. Will we kill it? That's a different question. But now we start to summon and threaten the middle, right? This is also another tactic for anybody who's a little bit newer to domination, is if you're defending your back point with a couple units, for example, in a situation like this, hide them in the trees. And don't give your opponent free information, right? They're going to see this, and they're going to be like, oh, where'd those units go? Oh, maybe they moved up, or maybe they went around here. And they're going to send shit to your back objective, and then you just get free farming, basically, right? And they get pulled out of position. Okay, so that's something I want to stress, because today, since it's not a live tournament, we can give a little bit more tactical advice in that way. All right. Stream of Corruption coming down, gets a big bread buttering there. A couple of Furies rear charging in, trying to stop the blasting charges, but the Dowie fire is coming, and this is when I started to get a little bit nervous. Granted, I am pulling equal value with my opponent, which is very good, especially since I do have access to healing, so if I could just pull equal value. But I can tell you, I have had games against Dwarves where I have been ahead by like 4,000 value, and they're still pushing me back. I'm like, I don't know how this is possible. You just, you know, it just happens. So the Dwarves are now going to be getting in this objective, right? And I see the writing on the wall. I see that, you know, the flamethrowers are coming in, the Quarrelers are getting a nice saturated battle line here. Steam gyrocopters are starting to melt my chariots. It was getting a little bit dodgy, right? So I'm just being very, very conservative over here and trying not to move into his blasting charge range. In the meantime, I do get some Hound units and Forsaken coming in, and this is what I'm talking about here, right? So my opponent thought that my back objective was unguarded. And that's why hiding things in the bushes, using the trees. I know it's a little bit different for, you know, folks maybe coming from land battle where terrain and forests aren't as utilized and whatnot. But in domination mode, you can use terrain to whatever. You can hide behind it, you can shoot, you can hug it, like anything you want to. But what I preemptively did in preparation for the middle push is we laid a trap. And these are the dual weapon, or not dual weapon, but anti-infantry plague ogres, which again, I think are really good against dwarves. If you can keep them away from where the missiles are, they wreck dwarves. They'll kill Doomseekers, they'll kill, you know, any of the infantry. I mean, regular Slayers is the one unit you wouldn't want them to fight. But I think that Plague Ogres are actually kind of a slept-on unit. I think they're not bad. I think they're very similar to Minotaurs, and Minotaurs have been widely supported as a very good unit, right? All right, guys. So we begin fighting on this point. But it's going to be a little dodgy. Garagrim and a Lord back here, right? So Garagrim is a Giga Chad. He's got really good armor piercing. He's going to be able to tear apart these Forsaken, no problem. And we do also see some bombardments coming in from the gyrocopters, and the objective does belong to the Dowie. So they were able to get that, which feels bad. But we do see a bit of an opening here. Several range units are all very, very vulnerable. And now the ambush has been sprung, and the Plague Ogres have emerged out of the tree line here. So the Plague Ogre is going to get in and start taking these guys to Pound Town, right? It looks so freaking cool. Oh, did you see that? Oh shit, I've never seen that animation. He rubbed his Plague Sword. I'm literally sweating just profusely as we watch this. It's very much in the flavor of Nurgle, and it's great. All right, guys. So Forsaken do close the distance and get on top of the Quarrelers, which is good. And the Chaos Warhounds over here just going to be looking for any freebies they can. And I do actually start to get some capture weight back as the Pestigors defeat the very expendable units here. Steam Gyrocopter's still shooting away, but just trying to find an opening to farm some of these Dwarf units. And this is the entire strategy we talked about. Press the back objective. The Dwarves overreact to get the back objective. That extends their battle lines, forces them to spread out. When they spread out, you punch the weak points in the army. It's just classic playing domination mode against the Dwarves. Because, you know, fighting them in their holes when they're all, like, you know, nestled up and cozy is certainly not what you want to be doing. So yeah, we saw a lot of vulnerabilities here with the range units, with all these Quarrelers. And I know if I can shut down the shooting, the Plague Ogres are going to be very, very strong in the middle. So from here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting the Forsaken and all the different tools here. Chaos Fury is going to be descending on the Iron Drakes, and they're going to be landing. So Iron Drakes don't have good offensive output. So Furies will actually kill them. It takes a minute because of the 100 armor, but overall, that's a pretty cost-effective one there, for sure. And now my opponent calling in Goblin Hewers. Now, I've been playing a fair amount of Dwarf players in tournaments with Nurgle. It's a matchup I practiced about 1,000 times. And I've been seeing a lot of Goblin Hewers. Yeah, they're able to actually wreck my freaking Pestigors here, send those guys running for the hills. But the back objective is belonging to the Dwarves, and I just didn't feel like I was getting it back. Granted, I am kind of close to winning on just 1 point, not quite there. I mean, I'm still like a couple 100 points off, but like if I can flip another objective somewhere, we're going to be feeling good. 6.4 against 9,000 right now. And now comes the counter push. So the Plague Ogres, as well as the Pestigors, were able to farm those units my opponent sent. So they didn't see us hiding in the bushes, and, you know, they're too slow to run away. So the Dwarves, of course, have, I think, 28 movement speed on those guys. Pestigors, even though they're Nurgle, are very fast. They have 38 speed, and Plague Ogres have 43 speed. I think if they're fresh, I think it's a little bit more. So now it's very clear. I need to rotate to the middle. My opponent going to be going for, you know, the full court Dowie press. So we do get some Doomseekers coming out, as well as some Miners of Blasting Charges. If those are regular Slayers, I'd be a little bit more nervous, because that's a nice combo, right? The regular Slayers can deal with the big stuff, and then the Blasting Charges can deal with the infantry. But overall, you know, we didn't see this. We didn't know this was coming quite yet. So moving up, Plague Ogres and Pestigors heading to the middle, and Marauders with great weapons are also going. A lot of the shooting of the dreaded Dwarves has been shut down by various Furies, and both armies are very, very tattered at this point. And unfortunately, my Furies are going to die. So both my Fury units here do end up getting karate chops, but not before they are able to take out one of the Iron Drake units, or at least tie it down long enough for the big daddies to get in. So the Plague Chunguses of Nurgle have arrived. I love the sick. They're getting in there, and they're laying a whooping down on the Dwarves. So there they go. And yeah, there's really not much here that's going to be great against them, except the Dragon Slayer. But we do have a lot of capture weight. So as far as our capture weight goes, we do have 5 capture weight here. It's going to be 10. The Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle is going to be battling it out versus the Quarrelers. And moving up are more Marauders of Nurgle. So that's going to be like 20 capture weight. We definitely saved for a bit of an ambush there. And now I did see the sneaky writing of the wall. So I figured if my opponent got my objective 3, if I lose objective 3, we're straight up just going to lose the game, right? So we can't afford to let that happen. So Miners Blasting Charges coming in. I'm hoping that the Nurglings and the 2 Pestigor units are going to be able to fight off those Doomseekers. Certainly not going to be easy. And the Dwarves do have a fair amount of units back here that are very tattered, so probably doing some housekeeping would be good. Meanwhile, on the middle, the Plague Ogres and the Pestigor still duking it out, while the Chaos Sorcerer Lord just runs around and trolls and lives his best life. Now, some of the archers have gotten back online, and that's why the Plague Ogres have retreated. So I figured at this point, and this is probably one of the biggest skill sets of playing Nurgle. Nice bombardment right there on the Marauders. Is knowing when there's an overcasted fleshy, I think right there. Yeah, we did a big overcasted fleshy to buy some time. Is knowing like when you need to pull back and just kind of hold out on certain objectives, and when to send your slow infantry where. So I felt as if I had enough to hold the middle. I was like, okay, I have 3 or 4 infantry units here, probably going to be okay. So let's just loosely hold the middle for as long as we can here, and then make sure we really don't lose the back. Because like I said, we're getting pretty close to winning on just one objective. And if we could do that, that's Nurgle's, that's their bread and butter here. Yeah, we're role-playing Nurgle. We are. Totally role-playing. So the Plague Ogres move in, and the Doomseekers are now going to meet their match. The Plague Ogres are going to just take them to Pound Town. I mean, the Doomseekers will do some damage back just because they're obscene fighters. Dude, that Doomseeker, this guy literally doesn't have a neck. Look at him. Yeah, but anyways, that was just an observation. But yes, the Plague Ogres will be able to handle this with the Pestigores, and that's going to be our future plan, right? Because I know the Dwarf Tide is inexorable. If you guys think that Nurgle is inevitable, you think Nurgle is like the Thanos of, you know, like they're going to get you eventually. No, the Dwarves. The Dwarves are like the Thanos of Total War competitive. It's like, you think you're going to get away from us? We're going to waddle after you and catch you eventually. It's like, what's that horror movie? It Follows. I feel like, does the mic seem louder than usual? Maybe it's because I'm just like trying to push my voice harder because I'm a little under the weather. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we're still suffering, but it's all good. I should be fine in the next couple days. But yeah, I think that the Dwarves are like a horror movie villain that just keeps following you. Like, you might have them push back or think you're winning on value, but they just keep coming after you, you know? But yeah, the Dwarves do manage to get the second objective, and there's basically not too many great chances for me to get that back. Granted, there is one vulnerability in the Dwarf build right now, and that is their back objective. It's very poorly guarded. It only has one, you know, maybe 2.5 capture weight unit there. So I send my Marauder with Nurgle over there to go try and get that. And I'm also going to be preemptively preparing to pressure my opponent's back objective because I see the Dowie Tide coming. I don't sound sick. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I've had a cold since last Wednesday. So the weekend was the worst. We're getting there, though, guys. We're getting there. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're surviving. Plague Ogre's MVPing it, though. 1,400 value on them, and that much value against Dwarves is pretty good. And here are the Marauder Horsemen going to try and run over the Goblin Hewers. And yeah, now we got Horsemen coming out. We got Poison Hounds. We have a fair amount of pressure. Oh, God, I'm too weak. Going for the back objective here. Some Marauders are making their way over there to see if they can grab that. And yes, objective 3 is going to be ours. 1270. So yeah, we will win on just the one, I believe. But man, oh man, it's not going to be an easy hold. It's not going to be an easy hold. So sitting on the back point here, we do have the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle as well as the Forsaken. And the 2 Dwarf characters are coming in as well. So Garachad Iron Fist and the Lord of the Dwarves. So the Dwarf Lord is pretty cost effective for how cheap he is, and he does have this nice item called the Star Metal Plate. So fighting against Nurgle, I mean, look at that. He lowers the melee attack of the Pestigores down to freaking 20, which is so low. That's a really, really nice one right there. A lot of Doomseekers coming in, and I am sweating bullets. This is very, very dodgy. Granted, on the back objective, we do manage to get a bit of pressure coming in. So the Pestigores and some Furies are on the way, and we're going to be trying to grab this point. Because I feel as if I'm going to lose this one. There's a huge concave of Dwarven missiles coming in. The Dwarven foot characters, I don't really have any answers for those guys. Like, none whatsoever, right? Somebody in chat asking, are Chaos Knights good in this matchup? No, they're not, Sir Nicholas. I mean, they're not, like, the worst thing in the world, but the problem is, like, cannons, and they just don't have a good enough armor piercing to really run over Dwarven positions. Now, I actually end up playing Dwarves again later in this tournament. You guys will see. I run into another Dwarf player. And I do have another tech against Dwarves that is a very different playstyle that doesn't require you to play the objectives as much. You're going to see. It's very, very interesting, actually. Yeah. So yeah, this was dodgy. You know, I basically start to lose this point here, and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to lose the game. So the Dowie Tide moves up. It follows, dude. They're inexorable. They're Dowie bulk moving towards my back objective, and I basically lost it. So my gambit is pretty much all in on the back objective here now, which we do have a lot. We got a bunch of Furies flying around, causing plenty of disruption. The Marauder Horsemen going to be charging into the Blasting Charge boys. Pestigores coming, and I do have reinforcements coming in. So more Furies, whatever I can get. So I only need to hold this for another 70 seconds, so just over a minute, which is pretty doable. Dwarves are very slow. So it's going to take them a hot minute to get there. They are, you know, hitting me with cannons, and I don't really have much capture weight here. It's just going to be a Marauder of Nurgle here and this Haggard Horseman who's unfortunately getting shot by cannonballs. Even the Dwarven Chaff unit here is able to, you know, put up a pretty formidable fight right there for sure. And yeah, I just get absolutely folded off my back objective. Just absolutely folded. Now, value trading, I am up in value. Like, I don't understand it, but I guess we have a fair amount of stuff on the field, but like the Dwarf Tide, I'm telling you, they're just so tattered and haggard, but they just keep marching at you. And yeah, it's just it's just pure suffering, man. All right. So back towards objective 1, we do manage to get this one. and hold on to it. And that's only going to be another 20 seconds. And the Furies are able to get the job done with some Marauder Horsemen maintaining capture weight. So that is going to be 2-0 for Nurgle so far in this sweaty, feverish SFT. The fever dream of an SFT. Yes, yes. So, yeah, no, the Dwarf Lord plus the Slayer Pirates can be really nasty. The negative melee attack stacking. So, this build was fine. It would have been exponentially better without these shithouse chariots. They got like 200 value. These chariots, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you, Outer Region. Looks like you have a value lead, but Fury's Crumbling is not displayed. Yes, I agree. Is that Nurgle chariots literally got as much value as like a Skaven Slave Slinger costs. There was a time in Warhammer 2 when chariots were so good against dwarves, but then just the Dark Ages came and chariots became terrible. But yeah, the rest of the build was fine though. Plague Ogre is 2300. I had a Sleeper chosen, which would have actually probably been good because my opponent didn't really have much armor piercing outside of Garagrim. Although that's not true. Doomseekers would have messed them up. I didn't hate the dwarf build. It was pretty cool. The Hewer 1500 value. Damn, Cannon got 1000. Gyrocopters 1700 and 1000. Just big oof right there. How much are the chariots? They're not cheap. They're like 800 or something. 700 or 800. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. So now we're going to be loading into the next replay here. Game 3 in the tournament. Let me go ahead and delete the old replays to make sure I don't cast them again, because I honestly would do that. So game 3 was versus Martinius. So Martinius, very, very strong opponent, as you know. Has been in most of the season finals and is certainly a terrifying opponent. And we're going to see what we can do. So just give me a second, guys. I just need to have some water here. Freaking dying. I'm too weak. All right. Good thing I have a mute button. That would be some lovely Nurgle ASMR. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear that. Oh, man. Now, you know what's actually... yeah, the fourth game's coming out of region. Don't worry. And you're going to understand why I brought that... So the fourth game is actually against Outer Region in the regular rounds. No, I'm not better yet. I'm pretty close. I think I'm like 2 or 3 days off right now. It's the point in the cold when you're just like sweating. Yeah, everything's kind of clearing out and you're like sweating profusely, you know? Yeah. Dawi dominance is making me learn Skaven. Skaven do very well against dwarves. Casting Lord Nurgle unmuted. Yeah, basically what's going on here. Longbeards have 200 mass and 100 models, and Chosen have 160 mass and 80 models. Yeah, why? I mean, look, dwarves are thick little sausages for sure, but I feel as if Chosen should probably have like more mass than a Nurgle Chosen who's like bloated with disease and decay should have more mass than a Longbeard, right? Like, I don't know. A Longbeard probably weighs like what? Like a heavily armored dwarf? Maybe like 400 or 500 pounds. But like a Chosen, those guys are just literally like Brian Shaw walking around in full plate. And bloated with disease. You know? Let me show you guys. Like, when I see a Nurgle Chosen, like on the battlefield, like in terms of their size, like I think of this is a perfect picture. Have you guys seen this? Hang on, let me show you real quick. There's like this really funny picture of Brian Shaw who's like holding the hands of two like little bodybuilder guys. Not even little, but like this is what I imagine a Nurgle Chosen is like or even just Chosen in general, right? Yeah. Oh, Brian Shaw rules. Yeah. All right. Did you watch any of the OnlyFans tournament? I did. I watched it all. It was a lot of fun. I was like, oh, I would have loved to play in that. That would have been a good time. All right. So now we're going to be loading into game 3. So here we go. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be myself on Nurgle. So at this point in the tournament, I was 2-0. I had been undefeated so far. And we're playing against Martinius. Now, there's like a couple ways the Empire can play, okay? Against Nurgle. They can do... this is a fairly well-rounded build, using a Steam Tank commander as your carry, right? So against this, I was expecting a Steam Tank. So I brought Kasich and a Nurgle Sorcerer on a Rot Beast to try and fight it. Now, it's a bit of rock, paper, scissors in this matchup, because if you go all in on trying to actually stuff a Steam Tank with your actual characters, and the Empire goes for a cheese build, like using wagons and Luminarchs and things like that, you basically insta lose the game. So it's a dodgy one. Now, I think the most consistent way to play against the Empire probably is like a wide stuff build with no good targets, but I figured on this map there's like some weird terrain and some spots I could kind of work with here, right? So we're gonna try it out here. Looking at my battle line, it's gonna be Marauders. We do have a Chaos Sorcerer of Death with Buna and Spirit Leech. Trying to use that to shut down grenade launchers. So I didn't want to be dealing with grenade launchers and that type of stuff, so that's going to be the plan. Yeah, we're going to do some FFAs at the end and stuff for sure. So yes, it is going to be Kasich the Befouled, Marauder Horseman of Nurgle, and some Nurglings advancing up as well. So that is it, with 2 Pestigors advancing out of the trees. For Martinius is going to be using a Free Company Militia front line with Outriders, Free Company here, a Stank Commander, Null and Ironsides, absolute Giga Chad, and the rest of the build is going to be Spearmen. So, that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if we win this game, that's pretty big for us, because it will basically ensure us a decent chance at making top 4 in the tournament, right? Because if you go 3-0 in pretty much any tournament, you're going to play another person who's undefeated in your 4th round. And at that point, even if you lose, you still get a really good tiebreaker, because you're getting a 4-point tiebreaker, which basically guarantees you a spot. Oh, Harrison, it's a very fun matchup. Now, my Frolickers Bubonic do go up. They do get grenade launch, but they did a little bit of work against the Free Company and held their own. More Marauders going to be arriving up. And Kasich, as well as my Nurgle Sorcerer, just going to be kind of waiting in the wings while I just, basically use the face-to-foot style. Nurgle loves it. They're all about getting punched in the face and suffering and just, embracing it. So Null and Ironsiders shooting over at my character, so trying to juke where I can. What's really nice about the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle is the fact that he he regenerates passively. He has the Crown of Everlasting Conquest, which in tabletop actually gives you a ward save. Not ward save, regen save. But yeah, it's a very, very good item. So from here, I know what needs to be done. There's a few weaknesses in my opponent's build I'm spotting. And it's mainly his infantry line. He doesn't have any brute force like Knights of the Black Rose or Blazing Suns or Greatswords. There's nothing that can stop just a Forsaken erection from just ripping through his front line, right? So just trying to eat the shots on my crappy units for now. Now going to be using the Fate of Boring onto the Outriders here to try and get rid of them, the grenade launchers, because they're the one thing my opponent has that's actually going to be pretty effective against infantry. And now we're going to be sounding the Horn of War. In the meantime, using my 2 characters to chase down the Steam Tank and keep it honest. And the Marauders are going to be moving in. But Pigeon Bomb's going to be coming in from the Sigmarites, which is going to be pretty good. So Pigeon Bombs will definitely nuke some of these. So here they come. Look at the pigeons. Oh, I love that. That's so freaking haggard. I love it. The pigeons. Oh, look, they actually fly away. I never actually looked at that. But they were able to drop the Pigeon Bombs and just wreck my Marauders there. So that was unfortunate. But this is going to be really bad for the Sigmarites here. The Forsaken... They were born and bred for one purpose, and that was basically just to rip apart freaking swordsman type units. You can see how quickly these swordsmen are getting eviscerated. Here we're also going to be using some Chaos Furies to look for some missile units, but the fact that the value trading is this even for us is quite good, and we do also find the Jade Wizard. So the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, I think, is the best Lord option in general across the board. He is just so cost effective ever since he got the Rot Beast mount. It just makes him just such a good assassin, a fighter, a support character. He just kind of does it all, So just continuing to punt that Jade Wizard and just hunting where we can. And now we're going to be getting some Empire Knights called in. But Empire Knights lack killing power to kill Nurgle infantry. I prefer the Blazing Suns, Reiksguard, or Black Rose against Nurgle, because right now we just get a pretty saucy little triple cap right there. And we're going to be hanging on there and certainly living it up. Marauder Horsemen just throwing, you know, weapons here at the Master Engineers, and we do manage to snipe the Jade Wizard there, which is quite good. Hey, Calvin, 2 years, let's go. Always a good time catching you stream and VODs, Ben. Hey, I got you, man. Thank you. More good times to come. Thank you for being a member for 2 years, dude. 2 years is so long. So long. Thank you so much. All right. So, Jade Wizard gets karate chopped right there. And, yeah, Fury's just kind of tar-pitting shit, but inevitably going to be taken apart. So, value trading does favor us. Is there healing on my side? Not much. I'm using death magic, so it's more of an accurate reflection of value. And with Fury's disintegrating, he's probably pretty even with me here. In the back, we're going to be calling in the Nurglings and Pestigors. Pestigors are just S tier against Empire because of the how good they are against heavy cav. They trade well enough into the infantry too, so it's a pretty good deal. Because like in the mid game, Empire typically is going to be spamming out mostly cav. So having just cost-effective great weapon poison units all over the battlefield it's like having corn gores basically. But you know, we have corn gores at home, Mom. You know, when you ask your mom for something and she's like, we have the corn gore at home, and it's just like a stinky Pestigor goat. Speaking of, for Anna's birthday, we actually went and met a bunch of goats. It was really fun. They're cool creatures. So the steam tank is getting bullied pretty good, though. The throwing weapons plus the 2 characters. Kazak is a really sticky, difficult to get rid of character here, and he is able to put a lot of pressure on top of that stank, right? Up on the high ground here, we do have the Marauders, and Marauders uptrade into State Troopers super hard. State Troopers get annihilated by Chaos Marauders. Maybe more so the marked ones, right? And here we do get some Empire Knights coming around the flank, but I am managing to hold on to a triple cap here, which is pretty tough for my opponent. Grenade launchers have rallied. It looks like those are the ones that we got with Fate of Boring earlier. As some of the Empire Knights down here do end up charging into my Marauder Horsemen. But, you know, Empire Knights have pretty wimpy damage output, so I didn't mind committing to the fight with some infantry support. And you see the Empire Knights, like, will charge into your Pestigors and get a little bit of penetration. And, okay, they maybe do, like, 5-10% damage there. But the Empire Knights are now poisoned, they're slow, and they're going to be taking a ton of retaliatory damage from the Pestigors here. So that's why I think you need more shock, like heavy damage cav against Nurgle if you're going to be going that route. All right, so in the backfield, we do get the Free Company Militia and the Empire Knights hanging out here. And this was my greatest lament. I literally got the Master Engineer down to, what? I think it was like 100 HP or something. And this freaking man gets away with like nothing and then gets healed with regrowth. I was so sad because I felt like now he had a comeback option. Like, if I just killed this tank commander, I felt as if I just win the game. But now I'm like, oh shit, now I have to worry. My opponent can actually come back. Captain Clanky, thank you for becoming a new member. Greatly appreciate it, and thank you for supporting the channel. It's a great way to keep this old man going, so thank you so much. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard, my friend. All right, so Chaos Sorcerer of Death is going to be lurking around the high ground here. In the meantime, the tank commander is now back online, so my opponent does have his cannon character shooting once again. Oh god, I'm too weak. Sorry, I couldn't get to the mute button quick enough. But the Pestigors are trying to fight on the objective. Couple Nurglings still hanging there, but Forsaken really are giving a lot of problems to my opponent, that's for sure. You know, that's where I guess the dreaded tank needs to get involved. The tank needs to run in there. Null and Ironsides trying to snipe my Lord. So they've gotten some okay value this game, and they look super cool. They also do have the Powder Discipline from standing still. So, yeah, they do get the accuracy and reload skill, which is really, really cool. So check that out. Yeah, getting a little bit of damage, and the cannon also coming in, but the Nurgle Sorcerer Lord is elusive. He's ever elusive there. Another Pigeon Bomb's activated, going to be dropped on top of the Pestigors, and now the Empire is going to be going across the board. So we see the Free Company Militia and the Flagellants and Swordsmen heading for my back objective. My opponent knowing it's getting a little bit desperate on points, right? Because typically Nurgle does beat the Empire by stuffing them back. Granted, I am up on value, but I think that's a bit of a false value. With the healing and the demonic disintegration, I think it's a very even game right now, actually, which is very, very dodgy. I have no idea what that is, Christian. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, you'd have to talk to me off stream, bud. All right. So Pestigor is going to be heading over towards Objective 1, and they'll trade pretty well in the Free Company. I mean, not at a distance, but if they get the charge off, you know, they have a charge bonus of 30. They are goats, after all. They can trade okay here. Forsaken also will hard counter Flagellants pretty well. They'll lay the whooping on them. And the tank is normally what the Empire would use in this situation to move up on the objective and just terror out me and get these like brutal engagements. But Kazak as well as the Sorcerer have been really, really keeping that character honest, right? So engaging here are the Pestigors, and they are able to close the distance, and a couple Marauder Horsemen do come out of the trees. They rallied out there, and they get a nice rear charge into the Floppy Hat Boys, so they're going to be spreading the gifts of Nurgle to all who are interested, which is no one. Absolutely no one. I'm not even interested in the gifts of Nurgle right now. I am straight up not. Enough is enough. I don't care if it helps me win a game or two here. It is not worth it. That shit sucks. All right. So Chaos Fury's coming overhead to try and chase down the Outriders. Couple Nurglings still trundling on the low ground objective. And they are the Frolicers Bubonic, which have passive healing and damage reflection, which are pretty badass. More Poison Hounds coming up, and going to be trying my best to hold on to the middle. And if I can hold this, I'm going to be feeling pretty good. Kasich the Befouled is here. My opponent resummoned its Jade Wizard, obviously, so he was able to get his Jade Wizard back. And yeah, those characters are putting up a fight. And I do occasionally like to slip in a late game great weapon unit of Warriors, because they're very tough to remove without all the proper shooting and whatnot, right? Demogryph Knights being called in. Granted, I think you should always call in the RORs. I think they're really good just because of the terror and whatnot, but these guys are still not bad. And they do get a little bit of a flank engagement there, but nothing that the Chaos Warrior Great Weapons aren't going to be handled. So basically just tar pit zerging onto this point right here. Steam Tank Commander, of course, is nearby, and he's cackling. So now he feels more confident, which makes sense with the Demogryphs nearby, right? So he's got some bodyguards. So if my characters go after him, he can pull the demis and defend with those. Spirit Leech activated, but this is where Nurgle just gets a full hard on. Just grinding Great Weapon punishment. Getting those big Great Weapons in there, just laying a whooping down and grinding down those armored pieces, right? So Marauders coming in, sending in reserves. Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons. Going to be bashing out the Empire Knights here, and should not have any problems with that. Chaos Warriors, I wish they were good in I wish infantry were good in tabletop. It's just so dumb. Oh, God. Warhammer the Old World tabletop is so cool flavor-wise, but man, the gameplay is rough right now. I just, can barely bring myself to playing it just with how cheesy and stupid monsters are, by the way. Oh, God. It's so frustrating. Yeah, sure, you can play without, have rules where with your friends where you don't play with them, but I like to play games competitively, And if just one thing just dominates everything, it's just come on, dog. Come on, dog. All right, so Marauders moving up. A couple of those reinforcing the back objective. My opponent obviously going for it. So I saw some sneakiness, and Nurgle doesn't have a lot of utility, but Curse of the Slug is something that's quite good. So we slow them down, and that's going to allow my very slow, chunky boys to get to that objective. In the meantime, I do also manage to sweep the low ground a little bit, so I had some rallying Pestigors and some Nurglings and Fury, so we do take that objective as well. And that's basically going to be it, right? We're pretty well ahead of the Empire in value at this point. With healing, I'm healing capped here also. The Demogryphs are still a bit of an issue, but I still have some good fighting power. I have a healthy unit of Chaos Warrior Great Weapons, which honestly will probably trade up into all these units except the Steam Tank. And here on the outside, there's a 0% chance to get this. Between Kasich, the Sorcerer, the Marauders, there's not really going to be a lot they can do here. So, and yep, the far side objective gets ninja'd as well, ladies and gentlemen. So now Nurgle is creeping ever closer to the top 4 of today's tournament. With a 3-0 run so far, defeating the Sons of Sigmar. As much as it hurts, if somebody's gonna, have to do it, it might as well be me. I'll do it. All right, guys. Total War has already figured out the SEM meta. Yeah, you put objectives in the game, and then it makes infantry good. With objectives, everything is viable, right? Monsters are great in domination mode. Infantry are good. Skirmishers are good. Archers are good. Everything is good in dom. All right, guys. So that was game Trace in the tournament. Kasich did all right. Now, did I need to even pressure the Steam Tank? Would it have been more cost-effective to go wider? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z here as we look at the build. It worked okay. Granted, I don't think this build was super good against Empire. It worked against what my opponent brought. We had some good plays, some good collapses of their formations with the Forsaken, but I think with a slightly cleaner Empire build, we might have actually had some serious problems here. All right. So, let's go ahead and get the next one going here. Give me 1 second. I will. Yeah, we're surviving, dude. Slowly but surely. Oh, somebody asked about the eye exam. Yeah, oh yeah, so I figured out why my vision was getting all janky in my one eye. So I apparently am something called an astigmatism or something in my left eye, and I'm like farsighted. I'm like Igor from frickin' Young Frankenstein. My left eye is farsighted and has astigmatism, but my right eye is totally fine. So yeah, I'm gonna start wearing glasses when I'm on the computer, but that's the only place I need it. It's just at the computer, basically. No, Christian, it doesn't. It makes me play worse, actually. Yeah. Yeah. One sec, guys. Oh, I'm too weak. Just give me a second. Oh, man. I know, I actually asked the doctor if I could get a monocle. Astigmatism, yeah, that's what it is, yeah. Dude, I feel like Igor, Marty felt, I think that we have plenty of, I think, millennials here and elder folks who would know who this is, but I feel like this guy. Do you guys know Marty Feldman? This is like, if you look, you see how one of the eyes is kind of chilling, like, you know, over here in this picture. Like, this eye is kind of chilling, but this one's a little wild, right? This is like my left eye, and this is his other one. But yeah, Marty Feldman freaking ruled. If you guys haven't seen him in Young Frankenstein, oh, it's so good. Yeah, mid-'80s represent. Yeah. I think my favorite part in that movie in general is the Frau Bruja. Oh my god, when he says the German housekeeper's name and then like the horses neigh and the lightning freaking comes down, that scene makes me like cry tears of laughter every time. It's so good. You try to get Igor get you. Yeah. An excuse to use a monocle. I just need yeah, I'll do it. You should go back and watch it, Shreddo. Young Frankenstein is a masterpiece. It's so good. Remember the Frau Bruja and the horses? Oh, it's so good. I love that shit so much. Hang on, let me find the clip for you guys. I don't think we can watch it. You know, that is something that when we do some casual streams on Twitch in the future, we can like watch shit like this together, because Twitch won't shut down your stream for that. Yeah, there it is. All right. Okay, so type this in. I'm typing it into chat real quick here. I just need to rest my voice for a minute, guys. Yeah, go to YouTube and type that in if you haven't seen it before. Just that one scene is so funny. Oh, it's so good. It's so freaking good. Yeah, the thunder, lightning, and horses neighing. Yeah, good times, man. 20 years since you've seen Frankenstein, yeah? Oh, God, one sec. All right. I think it's time for another game. This is probably the funniest game of the entire stream. What are you doing here, Sick? It's the tail end, though. You know? Hopefully I muted that last cough. I don't know if I did. It was a bit of a fever dream there. All right. All right. So, you guys ready for the you know how I always say Nurgle loves to suffer. And suffering builds character. Okay? This is game 4. And I was going under the pretense that I was going to be playing another steam tank in a traditional Empire build. Okay? So what I brought was Festus and 2 characters. I was like, you know what? That shit worked well last game. I just beat Martinius, who's a top tier player. Let's do it again. Let's bring some characters. Let's bring Festus. Let's really lean into it. Right? And on this map, I was thinking, I'm just going to grab Objective 1. I'm just going to sit on Objective 1 with my stinky Nurgle body. Okay? And we're just going to get Festus. He's going to drain everything. And life is going to be great. Okay? That was the plan. I was like, this is going to work. And there's nothing that my opponent here can do to stop me. Okay? So I got a couple warriors, marauders, horsemen, nurglings. You guys get the idea. Now, Outer Region brought a pure just cheese snipe build, which I love. He brought a light wizard, an engineer, a luminarch, and 2 wagons with mercurial shot as well. So I did not yet know the suffering I was going to endure here in this game. Granted, I'm already 3-0 in the tournament. Even if I lose this, I still have a decent chance of advancing to the top 4. So, we will do some fast forwarding here while the 2 armies posture. I hide my characters in the trees, and immediately my smug Nurgle attitude went from being confident to being like, oh god, Festus is literally going to get hit by every single Luminarch shot. He's already been hit by 2. The wagons are already sniping him. And now Festus is going to have to retreat into the tree line here, okay? So he's waddling for it. Kha'Zix and the Exalted Chad of Nurgle are going to move out there. I know I need him there, you know, to provide a little bit of healing utility, but we do manage to get the objective, which is nice. Nurgling's going to be cackling on the back point here. And I was quickly realizing how a map that I thought was going to favor me was becoming my hell. It was becoming my prison, okay? Because normally Nurgle swarms Empire. You envelop them, you swarm them, you come at them from all angles, make their inferior infantry fight your good quality infantry, you know? But I actually just put myself in a shooting gallery. So literally there's this tiny choke point. I cannot flank my opponent without going through these freaking haggard-ass trees, which are super easy to block. And I am in his shooting gallery. So that's basically what's going to be going down. Festus is going to be dropping a heal on himself here. And now Volkmar the Grim is going to be moving out. And my 2 characters are going to be going to try and battle him. Demograph Wars are called out. The Royal Outdwarf Griffites, so they have arrived. And my Marauder Horseman poking there as well. And we're just trying to hold on to the objective, right? Wagons are just going to be trying to snipe my characters, which makes sense because they're the only thing keeping Volkmar honest. Because these characters, you know, either of these characters could solo Volkmar in a fight. But he's very good against infantry. Volkmar, after his recent buffs, he got like a 200 weapon strength buff. He's very good against infantry. So, especially Nurgle ones, because they're a lot of light armor actually with Marauders and Demons and stuff. But we do manage to push Volkmar back, okay? So he gets sent running a little bit, which was nice. And this was... the panic wasn't fully, you know, settled in yet. I thought that maybe I could have survived those shots. Festus was healed to full. Okay. Luminarch is trying to snipe my character, so it is obstructed. So that was very, very nice for me. I was very grateful for that. Chaos Warriors and Pestigors being called into the middle, and we are up on points. So that is going for us, okay? Volkmar, though, unfortunately, is just rolling through my units, and now we're going to get the Demogryphs, the Arwars, moving in. And a big net comes down, right? So now Kha'Zix, as well as the Exalted Hero, get netted, and Festus the Leech Lord. And literally the entire objective, like, it's going to be pretty hard to escape a net here, okay? I tried to move the Horseman on top of Festus to provide a little bit of line of sight, but the Luminarch is coming. Oh, Lord, it's coming. Oh! And Festus just gets blasted by the Luminarch. Banishment on top of the Marauder Horseman, okay? So that feels very, very bad. Healing elixirs are still going strong. And now Festus is going to have to waddle with his 33 movement speed while he's being sniped by all the dreaded wagons, Luminarchs, and Engineer. Another shot. Festus eats it right in his fat, stupid face. And is now going to be broken. So I was like, all right, that's not good. Let's get a little bit desperate. Let's send our characters into the secondary, maybe see what we can do. But like against the Royal Outdwarf Griffites, this is just pure desperation. He's going to net one of these down. Festus is dying to the Luminarch. And the Griffites are basically just going to be soloing these characters, right? So we're going to see Kha'Zix and the Exalted Hero die to the Royal Outdwarf Griffites most likely. Infantry fight's not going bad, right? You see what works is like just grinding them with infantry. They lose those fights. But trying to bring good targets for them, like SE targets for the Empire, is the dumbest shit you can do as Nurgle. I got away with it last game because my opponent didn't bring a sniping build, but it's very, very risky. So now Greatsword's going to be called in. Kha'Zix does escape. The Exalted Hero, unfortunately, does get trapped. And Festus is gone. He is dead and gone, ladies and gentlemen. So he has paid the troll toll. And now Kha'Zix the Befouled is going to be getting it. So we do see the Null and Ironsiders as well as the Temple of Luminarch focusing into Kha'Zix. So he's going to be netted for another 3 seconds. Probably will eat another Luminarch shot. Not much those characters can do. The Nurgle infantry are doing good. You know, the idea would be to hide a lord in the bushes and just like target them with infantry, right? That would be the sweet spot. So running is Kha'Zix the Befouled with his tail between his legs, metaphorically and literally. Luminarch shot, probably going to try and get him again. Desperation, just calling out Furies. My opponent has like double or triple net in his build though. And Null and Ironsides actually can endure Furies kind of well. Thankfully, the Luminarch shot did hit that pillar in the middle. We are still holding on to the objective, right? So we got 500 something points. And the Chaos Warriors of Nurgle here moving across to do what they can while old Kha'Zix the Befouled is Yeah, just trying to live, basically. But you know, this is like in the mold exterminator. He comes into the house, he's spraying him with all the chemicals here, and Kasich is gonna melt. So -18, Kasich is running away. The exalted hero was killed by the demis. And now we have a 7,700 against 2,800 value game. Now, I have a little bit of healing, but overall, it's basically just over, right? Now, I stayed in scrapped because, you know, I was just in a fever state at this point. I was just going. I'm like, all right, well, maybe my opponent will mess up. As Kasich just gets no-scoped by that frickin' thing. Look at him just getting cooked. Oh, my God. And now the Empire's going to get this objective back. And I'm not even going to... There's nothing to tell you guys. Like, I can't come back from this. This is just too much. He's got his full army. He's got Volkmar. He's got demis. It's a testament to Nurgle's fortitude that I'm even able to survive that long. But no, that's not going to be the case. So we're just going to basically fast forward from here. I thought like maybe I could like do an all-in push on objective here and he'd run out of ammo or something. So that was going through my rotten Nurgle mind. I even resummoned Festus, who immediately gets Luminarched again because I just needed the leadership. And I do one last push. So yeah, lots of cav coming in, Empire Knights, Demograph Wars, you know, scary shit. Festus does come in, provide some support, but really it was just an absolute terrible pick here. Some of the Pestigors here do get punished, and Festus is getting nailed again by all that powder. Thankfully, he's able to hide from the Luminarch this time around. And yeah, that's going to be that. So the build was absolutely terrible, and we paid the price. It's a good lesson, though, right? Because now you guys have seen what can happen if you bring some shit like this against a good player like Outer Region, and he comes with a build like that. Yeah. Scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. GG. I mean, it just... The map was not good for us. We picked a map, and I picked that map, too. It was really stupid. I picked a map where I couldn't surround him, and he just gets a free choke point. It was just not good. It was not good. The choke point was rough. And hey, you know, the lesson stuck, though. I can assure you. I'm not going to forget that again. Yeah, there's no twist in that one. All right, so at that point in the tournament, in the narrative... Oh, by the way, we had a donation during that from Tanner. Hey, man, been missing your tournaments? Yeah, I've had a really bad cold this past week. It was rough. It was the worst one I've had in years, but we're towards the tail end of it now. All this sin is sweating out of my body right now, and we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. So I had been 3-1 in the tournament, but since I went 3-0 and Outer Region had been undefeated at that point in the tournament. Oh, you want the Luminarch value? Sorry, I can't blue ball you guys like that. Jeez, come on. Luminarch got 3,400 value. Yeah, Wagons 1,200, Volkmar 2,000, Engineer 1,300. Pretty much everything in his build clicked like clockwork. Null and Ironside's 1,400 too. Love to see it. But yes, since that we were 3-0 prior to that, we qualified for the top 4. So next, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be advancing to the top 4 of the tournament. And so we'll Outer Region, but he is not my opponent in the semifinals. So it is go time. Let's get this party started. Let's have some fun. Festus's triple chin bringing all the bullets to his yard. And they're better than yours. Yes. Thank you, thank you. All right. So let me find the replay here of the semifinals. Now, this was actually a very interesting game against the Dwarves. So playing the dreaded Dowie in this next round. Okay. And I think I discovered a tech that I like quite a bit against the Dwarves. But let me just have some more water. And we'll be good to go. All right. They had a net for each of his chins. Well, I mean, in Festus's defense, he really only has like one giant chin, right? Well, I mean, he's got two. He's got his normal chin and then like the fat chin. Yeah, Dwarves are tough. They're a tough faction. They're good. They are good indeed. All right, so where are we at? So going to this. And don't worry, we're obviously getting through this tournament quite a bit quicker. I know it's been we're gonna do more after this. We're gonna play some games. Yeah. Yeah, he had 2 nets. He had the Luminarch and the Light Wizard. Yeah. Luminarch has 3 bound net charges, I think. 2 or 3. And then the Light Wizard can obviously cast a shit ton of them. All right. So now I should be good. Let's load in here. And this is a tech I've been trying against dwarves that I've actually, on some maps, can be extremely good. So chariots, yeah, normal chariots might suck the donger, right? They might not be great. But the Exalted Heroes of Nurgle on chariot are actually pretty damn damaging. They do a lot of damage. Okay? Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them, ladies and gentlemen, as we load in here. So let me break down this build against dwarves. Now, the only reason I would use a build like this is because there's ways to block the cannons. There's a tree line here I can hide behind with my Soul Grinder. On an open map, it'd be a little bit too risky, I think, okay? So, for my build, I Vanguard a Nurgling, but the dwarves were just like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? And he Vanguards the Nurglings Ironbreakers as well. So, literally, these Frolickers Bubonic get ambushed by the dwarves, and Bugman's Rangers, and Nurglings. And for the rest of my army, it's going to be Marauders, 2 units of Marauder Horsemen. Noxbringer is actually very good against dwarves if there's no cannon shooting it. If you can keep it out of range and bombard their blasting charges and their archers, the Noxbringer can do some serious work. It's actually quite good. But the real forbidden sauce in this build, guys, that I would implore you to try against dwarves is the Exalted Heroes of Nurgle on Chariot. So these guys are raid bosses. 110 armor. And they do also have, I believe, some sort of missile resist. Yeah, 15%. But yeah, they just hit super hard. Bonus first infantry of 20. Big AP values. They do some serious work. So for my opponent's build, he's going to be using Doomseekers in the front, massive wall of blasting charges with Bugman's Rangers, and in the bushes, Nurglings Ironbreakers and Bugman's Rangers as well. So pretty cool build. Pretty cool build. Yeah, this is a tournament I played a couple days ago, and I was very ill, and we're just recapping it and going over all the games. We're in the semifinals right now, so semifinals with Nurgle versus Dwarfs. If I win this, I go to the grand finals. All right, so advancing up are the Marauders and the Nurglings here in the bushes, going to be heading over towards Objective 1, and they do manage to get away, which was nice. The blasting charges, the Dwarves angrily throwing some hand grenades. That's very on point for Nurgle. I imagine they were just stealing some shit from those guys and just, managed to scurry away with whatever they wanted here. But the Ironbreakers have moved out, and this is a great opportunity for the Noxbringer. Noxbringer is pretty good against lead infantry, so I'm trying to get at medium range. Now, this is the sweet spot for the Noxbringer, like this kind of range, okay? You don't want to be too far, or, being closer isn't a problem either, but that you can make pretty consistent contact. And also, it drains the ammunition. So the blasting charge ammunition will be drained by the Noxbringer, which is pretty cool. So Marauder Horsemen do manage to get this, and I get a triple cap on my opponent on the outside using my characters. And was very happy about that. But that's normal against Dwarves to get that triple cap out of the gates. Fury's called in, and the old Noxbringer here is going to be putting pot shots down and still wasting this very expensive unit, right? But now the archers have zeroed in. Noxbringer has 90 armor, but even still, the Bugman's Rangers are able to punch through a little bit. And the characters are going to be coming in, so now you get to see what the Exalted Heroes of Nurgle are capable of. Although it's a little bit of an awkward charge, but they do get in there and immediately start to do some big HP damage. So that already is so much better than the standard Chaos Chariots, right? Just because they have good AP. Big Stream of Corruption going to be going down, so we do manage to cook a lot of the Dwarves right there. Get through that formation pretty well. And these chariots are the exact thing I felt as if I had been looking for dealing with the miners and the blasting charges and whatnot, right? Noxbringer still melting away on the Nurglings, and look at that. Because of the Noxbringer shooting, these guys are already out of their blasting charge ammo. So now I just straight up don't need to worry about that. So I do decide to go for a dive back here, which ends up being probably a bit of a mistake. Bugman's Rangers are pretty raid boss fighters. They have 40 melee defense, and they also have support nearby. So Doomseekers and other Bugman's Rangers. Although we're getting some value, but yeah, those shooting units over there really going to hurt those Furies. That's going to hurt bad. Noxbringer are going to be coming in trying to support a little bit, but the Dwarves do manage to get the double objective cap. In the meantime, just going to be hammering with my chariots and starting to call in some Pestigors, right? So Pestigors moving in, and if we can wear out all... You notice how there's like no blasting charge ammo here? We've been able to kind of drain most of this. That's the time for the Pestigors to feast. So now they can come in and they'll uptrade into most Dwarvish infantry very, very effectively. So forced back by the Bugman's Rangers. They do, of course, have healing and just kind of cycle charging and harassing with my chariots here. So these things I've been able to run over one of the miners here, which feels very good. On the backside, Dwarf Warrior unit being called in. I really like this Dwarven color scheme, by the way. I think it looks really good. Throwing weapon, just poking, and just making sure he doesn't get a freebie over on my objective here. If he were to rotate there, I think I could do some big damage. And now that the blasting charges are out, the Pestigors, it is their time to feast. So here they come. Now, these are basic marauders. I know there's Pestigors here somewhere. There's the goat people of Nurgle. All right, so the goats have moved in, and they're going to bash these guys, no problemo. Up in the sky, Chaos Furies flying overhead, looking for any opportunities they can. And the damn Noxbringer, you know, I wanted to get on top of the Bugman's Rangers, but my opponent did have a Giga Chad Doomseeker over here hanging out, and these guys are just so thick and mad. Look at these Mohawks. They have the powerful Italian Spartacus haircuts there. It's good stuff. On the backside, Bugman's Rangers still shooting away into the Noxbringer. Value trading is pretty even. This game, though, I do have a little bit more healing, I think. I have Stream and Fleshy, which just makes sense for healing my Chariot characters. And you can see all this damage here on this army in the middle. This is just straight up in the Chariot characters. And they're baiting out blasting charges, Noxbringer shooting into the Bugman's Rangers, draining their ammunition. So the Cloud of Corrosion will destroy their ammo, which is quite nice. And they're so good for just baiting out blasting charges if people aren't paying attention. It's Value City. So my opponent going for a sneaky kind of press on the backside there, but the Exalted Hero should be able to take that. In the meantime, up in the sky, the Chaos Furies overhead, just eyeing the prize. Looking for whatever reinforcements come in, you know, potentially some range units. Noxbringer, though, getting a lot of value for me this game. It's been able to nail a lot of the ammunition of these bad boys. And this objective now starts to flip to us, as the Pestigors do start to win most of their fights. Marauders, of course, will defeat baseline miners as well, and here we do have the Doomseekers. Doomseekers a little bit problematic, but nothing we can't handle. Over towards Objective 1, we do get the Exalted Heroes, and they are able to run down the remnants of these haggard infantry units. Couple of Forsaken coming in, and I'm preparing for a bit of a pinch. Like, I can see the writing on the wall in terms of the battle going okay for us here. You know, we're starting to win on this objective, although Doomseekers could turn the tide of that fight. And I feel as if I'm going to be able to get us surrounded. As long as I keep softening up the middle, you know, maybe we'll get there eventually. We'll see. All right, guys. Moving in are the Exalted Heroes of Nurgle, so there they go. They're going to be cruising for a bruising. More blasting charges on the way from the dreaded Dwarves, the Ekron's Miners. And they do get some damage, but now my Chariots get a little bit stuck, actually. And this is where the obscene mass of the Dwarves can kind of catch you off guard. I was feverishly, rapidly clicking to try and get my characters out right now. But, like, these just Dwarven 300 gold units are so freaking thick and meaty that I just couldn't get out. And I started taking a lot of damage. And this could definitely be, if I were to lose a character here, this could be a big turning of the tide, right? This would just be really, really bad. So, trying to get away. Sitting here, we do see them at 2800 HP. The other one's at 3200. The Star Metal Plate, of course, lowering my melee attack from the Dwarf Lord there. Outside, we do have more Forsaken coming in, and now I'm going to be trying to get some Forsaken to come in and help them here. As far as the fighting goes, though, 6,000 value is pretty good for us. We do have a full health unit of Pestigors battling one Doomseeker who has fallen, so he was an absolute beast, but he did meet his end. He met his doom. Which, by the way, if you guys... there's a unit in tabletop for Dwarves. I believe it's just called the Doomseeker, but it's a hero. And if it lives at the end of the game, your opponent gets free points for it. But if it dies during the game, your opponent gets no points for killing it, which is actually a really cool flavor. But yeah, Dwarves pressing in with some Bugman's Rangers, getting some decent value against Pesties. Pesties don't want any of that smoke. The Noxbringer is going to be trying to drain some ammo there. On the outside, we do get a Dragon Slayer coming in for the Dwarves. Now, Dragon Slayer is not a bad tech here. He is an infantry character. The Chariots could probably take him 2v1, but there would be a lot of damage. And I didn't notice this little sausage. He kind of was camouflage, you know, running along the road here. I didn't see him. Granted, we do make impact. Forsaken coming in to hold that side objective. And it's a game that I can comfortably just hold the two objectives. I don't really need to press super hard for the third one, but... You know, Nurgle, grandfather demanded vengeance here for what happened to us in the last game. So we're trying. Goblin Hewer called out, but we're easily able to swamp that with Furies. Furies are infantry sized, and the Hewer is an anti-large crew, so they just get wrecked basically. A couple blasting charges coming in from the Dwarves, but not going to be enough. And now the Chariot character is going to be circling on over to the other side. But are the Dwarves going to be able to reclaim this objective? You know, I was feeling pretty confident, but like I said, Dwarves you can never feel that confident against. They're always scheming. The Doomseekers absolutely ripped apart my remaining units I had on this objective. Now they're going to be heading over to make quick work of the Nurglings. Granted, these Nurglings are pretty good to fight against them because they do have damage reflection, so at the very least, the Doomseekers will do some damage to themselves. Also sending some Furies in. Granted, that was a dumb idea. Sending Furies into Doomseekers, don't do that. That's really stupid. Doomseekers are anti-infantry, so they'll just annihilate Furies in like a matter of seconds. It's not going to be great. Advancing over to the middle, though, we do manage to get that objective. The Noxbringer is still a very scary fighter. You know, it's a huge armor-piercing monster, and despite running out of ammunition, it's still incredible, I think. So we are able to get some decent grind right there. In the meantime, Forsaken just camping that Dwarf Lord over there to make sure he doesn't do anything funny. And are we going to get this? Yes, more Pestigors on the way. Poison Hound certainly going to be very capable of shutting down these Bugman's Rangers, assuming that Garagrim Iron Chad leaves their side for a moment. We'll have to see. Marauder Horseman circling, and now I'm like, let's cut off some of the reinforcements here. Let's just go for it, right? Dwarf Lord, where's he waddling? Looks like he's just kind of hanging out there. He thought about chasing the Forsaken, but I think he realized he wasn't going to catch them and, abandon that idea. Bugman's Ranger is getting run down by these Exalted Heroes, which I think that this build I brought is way better than the first build. So in game 1 of today's tournament, we actually played against the Dwarves, the same player, and we used regular chariots and a lot of infantry. But I'm really liking the Noxbringer tech here as well as the Exalted Heroes. It kind of makes me feel as if I can value trade with the Dwarves like in a more traditional way rather than just having to win on points with Nurgle, which is fun because that's not normally how it goes. So Noxbringer and the doggies here are going to be feasting, and we do manage to rip them apart pretty good. Their passive healing is not going to save them from this giant Chungus demon here as it gets ready. And it's doing the spin there. Oh, there you go. All right, it looks like me a couple days ago. Okay. So there goes the Bugman's Rangers. Other one's going to get folded up. Forsaken heading to the objective. And, Dwarves are behind on points. Not quite to the point of just me being able to win on one, but it's very, very close to it. We are up in value against Dwarves with healing, which is, with some of the disintegrating and whatnot, it's a little bit hard to gauge, but I think we are truly pretty well ahead in this situation. Dwarves do have some blasting charges coming out here on the far side. Nope, not even blasting charges, just regular ones. So Forsaken should make some pretty decent work of those guys. Yeah, the Exalted Heroes are great. They do some serious lifting. All right, so Chaos Warhound's lurking in the back as the Noxbringer does. Prepare to pile in. And Garagrim is an anti-infantry fighter, so he's not like his dad. His dad is about, killing big monsters and shit. Garagrim is more about infantry. And Garagrim is going to get whooped on by a Noxbringer. He just simply does not have the anti-large bonus or the stopping power to get through it, in my opinion. Noxbringer should be pretty comfortable there. Hound's cleaning up the last of the archers, and on this side, my opponent making a cheeky little play over here with the Goblin Hewer, but should be able to reinforce using some Plague Ogres. So now, any excuse I can find to utilize the Plague Ogres, sign me up for this shit, This is going to be great. So here they come. Plague Ogre's going to pop out of the trees, and here comes the character squad. Goblin Hewers are online. I don't know. They've been making a bit of a comeback in the meta. A lot of people have been using the Hewers, but yeah, here they're just going to get run down here. Although they do get a little salvo damage into the Exalted Hero, not bad. Dwarf Lord's going to be trying to help. Forsaken getting in. Furies are what you want to be using against Goblin Hewers and regular Slayers in general. Slayers are not super effective at killing Furies because, they're anti-large. So the Furies just rip them apart. My goodness, look at the damage going down on those guys. Absolutely brutal, man. I was nervous about the Thunderbarge. I was. But I felt against the Thunderbarge we could just chase it with Furies. And tar pit it long enough to win on points. That was my game plan. Oh, what if I shot the Thunderbarge with the Noxbringer? Would it actually drain its ammunition? That's something that might require a little bit of testing here, right? Alright, so Garagrim Iron Chad is getting bonked by the Noxbringer, so it's only a matter of time before he goes down. We do see the Goblin Hewer pay the price again, so my opponent just hemorrhaging value right now. As the Plague Ogres just steamroll those chaff units, right? Just absolutely steamroll. Exalted Heroes running around, and at this point the game's basically over. You guys know it is. A couple of Goblin Hewers coming in. Fury's going to chase them down, and yeah. The Exalted Heroes do get kind of low. They get a little bit close to dying here, but this is where Nurgle, this is what Nurgle's all about. Live, love, laugh, and plague, and whatever else you want to add to that. So we're just going to do an Overcasted Fleshy Abundance, heal these guys up. Plague Ogres bashing. On this side, the Noxbringer and Forsaken basically dominating everything. And the middle objective also goes to us as well. So that was a much more decisive victory against the Dwarves than earlier, where we barely won. I think that build was quite good. It has its vulnerabilities, and my opponent's build did have some inefficiencies, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the Hewers. Although, I don't know, they still got some okay value. I don't know. I'm still not a big enjoyer of those. The Bugman's Rangers were actually very good, though. 1597 on those ones, 900 there. That's not bad. The Norgumlings, not a terrible choice, honestly. Because Noxbringer is not meta into Dwarves because it's a little risky against cannon play. But yeah. Who do you think is favored? Warriors of Chaos or Demons of Chaos? Probably the highest levels. Oof. I mean, with Seekers banned, probably Warriors. Yeah, I could be wrong, but it's close enough. Either side can win that. Yeah, so the gyrocopters are okay, but Furies can harry them very well. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like the Hewers died too quickly. Maybe it's just because my opponent's build was a little bit too reliant on the blasting charge. Like it's not a bad thing, but yeah, with what, 5-6 blasting charges in the opening build, if they don't get to like do their thing, then his build's gonna be kind of weak, right? The heroes did good, 1,200 a pop. Noxbringer got 2,300, and the Plague Ogres didn't get much of a chance to shine. But I liked that build a lot. This is actually the build I've put into my Nurgle build guide. So for these guys, yeah, they were unsupported. Yeah, that's true. Maybe if a little bit more support, they could have done better. Who knows? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the grand finals. Can you believe it? Nurgle has made it to the grand finals, and it is against Outer Regions Empire once again. A chance for vengeance or a chance to get dumpstered twice in a row. But Nurgle in the lore, you know, they're kind of like the Borg, right? A little bit. They adapt. You know, the plagues adapt. All that sort of good stuff. So we're going to see if we can adapt here in the grand finals of this tournament. So thank you guys all for joining. So we're going to get that loaded up here and just take a quick break while I have some water here. Thank you guys for your patience. Still dying a little bit, but, you know, it is what it is. Need some Dwarf Warriors. Yeah, Dwarf Warrior, great weapons, a couple other things like that. Even just regular Dwarf Warriors. Oh, I'm too weak. So we'll be back streaming a lot. Got a lot of fun plans, a lot of schemes. Big tournaments coming up soon. As soon as I'm in the clear, I'm going to start scheduling the season finals for the previous season. The big major event, which will be a lot of fun. Yeah, it'll be great. Who isn't croaking nowadays? Yeah, I can relate, dude. I can relate. Ironbreaker's getting pretty shellacked with the Noxbringer was so good. Yeah, no, it is. It is. Okay, one sec, guys. Uno momento. All right. Coughed up a little bit more sin there. Now, grand finals time versus the dreaded Outer Region. And I have learned my lesson about bringing targets the Empire can snipe. And his build devolves into even more of an evil sniping build. Although no Luminarch because this map has hills on it, but he goes for the Sunmaker. So I went with the traditional meta swarm style against the Empire. And Outer Region goes for like an Anticity-esque triple wagon Volkmar engineer sniping kit. Final transmutation, probably to punish Nurgle character blobs again, or just Nurgle blobs in general. And then the Sunmaker to clear out infantry, right? So his build is just all about value grinding, right? But if we win this, it will be victory for Grandfather Nurgle. We got to do it. We got to try. Win or lose, we're going out on a rotten shield. So for my build, Pestigores and Nurglings in Vanguard to try and get the triple cap on him right away. Rest of the build's going to be Chaos Warriors, backed up by Forsaken. And I am going for the Forbidden Nurgle build, or style, which is heal spam. So basically, you spam Curse of the Leper, Miasma, Pestilence, and Stream of Corruption. Just absolute cheap, crappy spells. Well, they're not crappy, they're good, but you spam them. And what this does is, every time you cast one of these spells, it's going to be triggering the Children of Nurgle lore passive, which heals your entire army for a percentage of their health. So over the course of a long battle, you're basically just getting so much healing value that it might look like in the beginning that you're just getting punched right in the dong, just right in the ween, you know? But then as the battle grinds on, your opponent's like, wait a second, why are there so many like little units coming back and trolling and grinding, you know? This is probably the most Nurgle way to play. Okay? So that's the main style. Outer Region, double Pistoliers, which is a great call. They're very good against Nurgle. And he does have an Engineer with Mercurial Shot. Already, you know, Nurgleites don't like the sun that much. Although that's not necessary. I don't think Nurgle like is afraid of the sun. because you know, you need the sun to grow and for the process of entropy and decay and stuff, right? So yeah. Nonetheless, Pestigors, Nurglings, getting Sunmakered here. Sunmaker is good against Nurgle infantry, but if you're going to be going Sunmaker, you really got to make sure that you value trade super effectively, because if it gives up so much battlefield agency at 1,800 gold, you really need to make sure you're getting your value. Metal Wizard with all the goodies in the back, Volkmar the Grim to counter my infantry spam, and War Wagons. But there's one big difference here, guys. I don't have any good sniping targets. There's literally nothing. The Chaos Sorcerer, I thought he was going to try and cheese me with Illuminarch again, but I know this map well, and I was like, I'm just going to park my Wizard right freaking here between these rocks and cast spells, and it's not going to be sniped. That was my plan. But the Sunmaker is nailing my Pestigors. So out of the gates, you know, playing Nurgle requires, I would say, what's the term that they use in like League of Legends, like having good mental like fortitude or just not like tilting easy? I think you have to have that with Nurgle, because you always go behind in value usually so hard. It just feels like you're losing, right? Like I feel like if you're someone who's prone to rage quitting or getting salty or tilted, do not play Nurgle, because it is just, yeah, it happens. So we do manage to get a triple cap on him though. And we do catch one of the Pistoliers using a Marauder Horseman ambush. So they come out and I do get one of the Pistoliers here, which is good. Other Pistoliers accidentally move in. I didn't even notice this, so I didn't charge him, but he is able to get away there. But getting one Pistolier offline that early is quite good. So we got objectives 1 and objectives 2, and now my game plan is very, very clear. We are just going to be trying to stuff my opponent back and just make him suffer in the pits with Nurgle. Although, you know, he's going to be having his fun, I'm sure. Volkmar the Grim here, able to banish some of the Marauders. He does get a really nice Soulfire, beautiful one right there. Melts those Marauders down. But I have so much expendable shit this game, it doesn't like matter if these things get sniped. And you can see I'm going to be casting spells pretty much perpetually here. So there's a Curse of the Leper, giving these Marauders a little bit of armor, and that was a mistake. I probably should have just cast like Miasma on one of his units or something, but it does give them armor so they can, you know, take some of the beatings from Volkmar a little bit better, which I guess was my idea. And the Sunmaker's trying to knock me off the objective. So the value right now is 1,700, 1,800 to about 800 here. But with my healing across the board, there's another heal going down there. So that's going to be healing the entire army once again. We're just trying desperately to hold on to this objective. And out of region, I think, you know, a little bit aggressive here with his wagons. Granted, he's not taking any casualties, but he is getting into melee with me, which is letting me get some value, which normally would be much harder to get. And he also calls in the other Empire staple, which is the Royal Outsourced Griffites, right? But I don't have any large targets for them. They're still extremely good at wrecking infantry just because of the glorious charge thing. But, you know, every charge I take here is not going to be nearly as bad. So on the far side, I do feign a charge. I basically grab my horseman and feigned interest in charging the Sunmaker, knowing that if he takes the bait and charges me, I just run to the corner of the map, and then these Pistoliers are going to be out of the fight. And they're not going to be generating value for him, really. So that was kind of the idea there. But the Sunmaker getting another brutal shot, and man, I have been getting absolutely roasted by that Sunmaker. Continue shooting, it's about out of ammunition, and the problem is he's going to unsummon it and get a huge refund, right? That's where it becomes really good. Here, the Royal Outsourced Griffites battling the Frolickers Bubonic, the Duel of Fates. These Nurglings have damage reflection, which is kind of cute. And they are able to, you know, keep the demis at bay. So now more Chaos Warriors are coming in, shielded Chaos Warriors, mind you. So shielded Chaos Warriors, I like them against Empire, and the Great Weapons as well. They're both good. Yeah, it even takes, you know, armor-piercing units a while to get through the Chaos Warriors. So still holding on to the side objective, and now he's calling in some shooting. So he does have some infantry, some Free Company militia, and they've got a beautiful high ground point. So the Empire fighting up on the hill here, super epic shot with Volkmar the Grim waving his mighty hammer and the Jade Griffin. But the Pestigors are getting some good stuffing. These giant goat people, they're no joke, but they do get terror-routed by Volkmar. They're still just goats, so they're going to be easily spooked. Forsaken reinforcements coming in, Nurglings. I know that my win con this game is objectives. So I'm just throwing everything I can to the points and just trying to tar pit him and spamming spells to make it as hard as humanly possible. Now, this is very cost-effective for me. The Griffins do actually try charging near Volkmar, and they get caught by Pestigors, and then I curse at the slug and poison them, right? So now they're going to be taking some pretty cost-effective AP damage from my units. Heavy Cav coming in, out of region, getting a little bit aggressive, which is good. He needs to, right? He's down 71 against 600 right now. So the Heavy Cav going to be surging down the hill like absolute chads, plowing over some of the goats, but the Forsaken have arrived, and more Pestigors are going to be on their way over. Nice final transmutation there. That's a pretty good one. Hits a lot of units. Hits the Pestigors, hits these guys, and these guys. So pretty much my entire infantry corps there does get slammed, but should be able to mitigate some of that damage here using the lore passive from the Lore of Nurgle. Now, for the first time in a while, the objective does look like it's going to flip. The Empire does start to get some ground here. Chaos Fury's not really too many good targets. He's very, very, you know, porcupine formation here, has a lot of guns supporting one another, so it's going to be tricky to get those. But thankfully, the Nurglings do arrive in time, and there's a lot of damage going down on the Empire side too, right? Like, looking at the value right now, 3.5, 3.6 against 5.4. With my Witchcraft Nurgle healing tactics, we're probably very actually close in value. Probably something like 4,600, maybe 4,800 to 56. Volkmar does have a little bit of healing as well, right? So I do start to lose this objective, though. Just the sheer weight, the man-tide, you know, starts to get there. The Free Company Militia and the Empire Heavy Cav are able to hold it down and eventually grind through me because of Volkmar. Without Volkmar, I would probably hold this position, but his terror and his anti-infantry and his presence here has been very, very big, right? Very, very big. Some more Pestigore is going to be moving forward, and the Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Nurgle, still lurking, just trying not to get sniped, avoiding the Demogryphs wherever we can. Stream of Corruption coming in, so that is going to trigger a healing. So you can see the healing trigger from the Children of Nurgle did just heal those Nurglings up, as well as all the other units. And, you know, even if I do lose this objective, the passive healing on all these units, the grind, it's maybe going to enable me to grab that later. So Outer Region, knowing time is of the essence, being a seasoned veteran here, going to be moving over to the middle where I have more Marauders waiting. So we're just going to be calling out waves and waves of Great Weapon units because obviously he's going to be calling out Cav because that's what he wants to do to get the objectives back quickly. And here comes the Demogryphs. I wonder if they're going to charge in here. Maybe they will. But yeah, Marauders of Nurgle will honestly trade okay. They have decent melee defense for a cheap Great Weapon unit. So here they come. The battle is on. The Demogryphs going to be fisticuffs here with these Marauders. And some of the Demis actually falling. You can see one of the Griffites did go down there. And now more and more waves as we're going to be dropping the Curse of the Leper. Nice. So that gives them damage reflection and also armor as well. So that'll make them much more resilient against the Empire Knights and the State Troopers. Outer Region also going to be pressing the other side as well. So we do see the Empire Knights coming in. Thankfully, the Chaos Warriors here and the Hounds able to fend off these units, but sadly the Town unit's going to get ambushed there and pay the price. But those shielded Chaos Warriors will not hear any bells whatsoever, right? They're going to be very, very tough to get rid of. We call in more Marauders with Great Weapons to reinforce that point. And in the meantime, we got Battletoad. So I like bringing one Battletoad in this matchup, just as like an anti-mass piece in the late game. But in the early game, it's too risky to call out. They just get wasted by the wagons and stuff. Still fighting over here, right? We got a couple Nurglings just cackling it out. And all the war wagons have been used in melee for capture weight, so they're all very beat up. But for the most part, it's like value that they're still going to generate, you know, most of their value, so that feels bad. Engineer does not have restock, which is a little bit hog wild. I think restock is good if you're going to be going wagons. And Curse of the Slug activated, slowing him down, trying to buy some time. And oh, that Stream of Corruption, that's so thick. Hits everything right there. Not the most damage, but still, every little bit adds up here. So battling away, Marauders versus State Troopers. We got some big old Battletoads in the mix. And the Battletoads can definitely take down the Empire Knights. Toads are actually one of my favorite. I think Toads are so freaking cool. They're so creepy. Look at them go. But they're grinding down the Empire Knights, providing some nice support there. But Volkmar does arrive, and at this point, we're probably going to start losing the position. But from here, we very comfortably win on just one objective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the Marauders. They're going to get massacred, I'm sure, by all these units. And we're going to pull the Battletoads away, because we know we need to salvage the situation. We need to get the Battletoads over here, and they need to come and help me anchor this against all the mass that's coming in. On the other side, though, this is where all that little annoying healing. So you might think like, oh, it's only 0.8%, you know, healing. It's not a lot, right? It's not even 1%. But if you spam spells over the course of a game, little units like this are still going to have 1,500 HP instead of being dead. And this guy, and this guy, and this guy. And suddenly I have a threat on objective 3 that without that healing spam, you know, he would have been able to just ignore basically and just been like, ah, whatever. But like I now suddenly have a threat here that he has to call units in to deal with, which is going to be taking pressure off of objective 1. That is the Nurgle. Nurgle plays a game of inches. You know, they're not going to make big flashy plays, but when it comes to the grind, that's how you get it done. So a couple Marauder Great Weapons lurking nearby. Going to be calling in more and more infantry here. We do have a Pestigore unit, which is going to be very, very tough. And the Nurglites here are doing pretty good. Actually able to chase back a Free Company unit. And these are Chaos Warriors, mind you. These are no mere Marauder. These guys are going to be able to fight these Free Company and bash them and, you know, continue threatening the capture weight on this objective, which is pretty big. Other side, we do get some Empire Knights being called in as well. And 7.8 against 9.2 on value is, we're even in value at this point. If not, maybe, I don't know if I would say I'm ahead, but it's pretty close. It's pretty damn close. So using Marauder Horsemen as well as the Pestigors to continue fighting here, and the Nurglings and the Marauders with great weapons fighting it out there as well. Volkmar, a menace, surely. You know, he's been terror routing things and has been very good. It's been pretty cool. He's been kind of rediscovered in the meta. And here on this side, we do manage to get some Nurglings over here as well. So instead of these Empire Knights coming over here to help win this fight, they had to come here. Otherwise, there's a chance, right, I can potentially just get that objective. And we do actually continue to flip it. Empire Knights need to get on the point. It looks like the Nurglings are going to be losing out, but I still have a lot of time, you know, to hold this. Not going to be easy. So moving on up, we do get more Pestigors, more Nurglings trying to stuff the advancing reinforcements. Pestigor sitting on the objective here, and we're just kind of trickling in the units one at a time, just feeding a couple haggard Nurgle infantry into the meat grinder and pulling in the fresh ones when the time is ready. Chaos Sorcerer, he's only on horseback this time. I didn't put him on the Rot Beast here. It was a mistake. He should have been on the Rot Beast, but I think it was a misclick on my end or something. But yes, advancing up are the Pestigors. Free Company Militia should lose that fight. I'm not sure, actually. Yeah, the HP difference and the charge bonus of the Pestigor and the Primal Fury will probably give them that. And the Empire does kind of get folded over here. The Free Company Militia are kind of the last bastion of units as the Nurgle Sorcerer tries to chase the Engineer for some fresh fish. On this side, the Nurgling's still going, and they didn't hear any bell whatsoever. Like, all these haggard Nurgle units have a potential threat of coming back, which is very, very much in flavor, right? So 1350, guys, 1350, 8.9 against 10. So we're only down 1,000 value now with our healing. I think that means we're ahead in value. On the backside, more Marauder Horsemen going to be coming in. Chadmar the Grim and the remnants of the Royal Altdorf Griffites, which have gotten how much value this game? About 1,400, so they haven't paid for themselves, but they're still very good. That Glorious Charge hit is just absolutely bonkers. So we do manage to steamroll the Free Company off the point here, and now there's the Empire rotating over, right? So they're coming on over here, but, you know, as soon as they rotate over here, the dreaded Nurgle ambush, as those Nurglings who lived, dude, it's like in the freaking Alien movies. If you let one get away, you know, they're going to be back. So the Nurglings arrive back on the objective, and they start whipping these Free Company with the Hound's support. So there they go. Nurglings getting the job done, and the Free Company Militia going to get nibbled on, and suddenly I have like 7 capture weight here, right? So that's pretty bad, and there is going to be an advance of some Free Company Militia, but the one Nurgling that stuck it out, you know, got run over by Volkmar 5,000 times, they endured, you know, they did it, and they held on to this. This side is looking pretty good for us as well. We do have all the great weapons as well as the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle hanging out here, and that objective is going to be in the books here. We're going to be holding that one down. And that is kind of going to be the end of the road for the Empire. I mean, Volkmar, maybe, like, there's no way you could clear this off. Full health Pestigor, Marauder Horseman. And on this side, we still have enough capture weight to hold this, too, including a healthy Pestigor unit, which is going to grab that objective. So there you have it. GG, well to the played. Nurgle we finally won our Nurgle SFT. To be fair, it only took, like, it took us like 3 or 4 tries, right? I think 3 or 4 tries when we got there. Yeah, but all it took was for us having like 101 fever or whatever the hell it was to get the dub. But Grandfather blessed us. Personally, I would rather have just been healthy and not won a Nurgle tournament. But, you know, you gotta take the wins where you can. You gotta take the wins where you can. So that was the tourney, and to celebrate that, we had to change our avatar in Total Tavern. I'll show you guys after this. But yeah, so looking at everything here, the build worked great. It was good. I think that the Sunmaker, man, yeah, the Sunmaker, I don't know. I don't enjoy it. I always feel like it gets value, but some people can make it work, but I'm not one of those people nowadays. I just always feel like you give up too much agency with it. Empowered by the Plague, yes. The wagons, we just didn't present any good targets, right? And that was so much better than the game we suffered earlier. It was so much better. You know, it was rough. Literally Nurgle blessed, dude. I know. I was joking about that. I was like, yeah, it was suffering. Yeah. All right. But, you know, shout out to Outer Region, right? Because he inspired me to play this kind of style. I usually don't like to play like mass infantry unga bunga with like healing spam, but like, dude, I had to win. I had to get the dub for Nurgle. I had to. We had to, man. Your illness gave you some powers that some would consider unnatural. Yeah, I mean, basically. Okay. So I'll show you this. Yeah, the Sunmaker is, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's still good. Not as much of a fan these days. There was a time where it was very good. All right, so here we are. You can see we have our Nurgle picture there. So there's our great unclean one avatar, which is always fun. Harrison has the best one though. Harrison, I custom made Harrison. If you can we zoom in here? Yeah, let's zoom in over here. Let's see this. Yeah, so this one I custom made for Harrison because he completed an achievement. So he gets Festus as a neckbeard. So I gave Festus like a fedora, a trilby or whatever, and he's like tipping it, and I gave him like stubble on his neckbeard. Oh, it was so good. That's one of my favorite work of arts, I think. Just wanted to ask what mods to use in multiplayer. The only mod we use is the Total Tavern tournament map pack. That's the only one. Yeah. All right. So let's get that FFA going, guys. Let's have some fun. We're gonna play a little bit here. It's it's pretty early on in the stream, so we're gonna keep it going as long as my voice holds up. I'm down to keep going. So I also played a Zinch SFT. Yeah, I got some good replays from that. That'll be going up soon as well. So that was that game there. All right. So let's get this. FFA. We could do a yeah, let's do this. Okay. My brain is still trying to figure shit out. There we go. Let's do the Watcher's Peak here. Anybody's welcome to join, guys. Is that Festus made to look like the Fedora meme guy? Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, it is. We had oh God. We had some Fedora lords at my high school. There was a couple of them. Yeah. I don't know if it was like Fedora or Trilby or whatever. God damn. My favorite thumbnail is Kugath as a hot dog vendor. Yeah, that one's really good. I don't remember who had that one. Mischievous Magpie. That's fun. All right. Alrighty then. So who are we going to play here? Outer region looks like he wants to play Bretonnia. He's going Dark Elves. All right. Who do we want to play as? So this map is just a shit show. Let's do a different one. We'll do the Lost Temple. Yeah, Lost Temple's always fun. All right, let's get the army blocker up. Ammo drain versus the airship. Yeah, we'll play some 1v1s too. I think after this FFA, I might jump on and do some ladder battles. So some domination ladder. It'd be pretty fun. Haven't done that in a while. So if you guys want to queue up too, we can all meet. All right. So where are we going? Okay, let's play some greenskins. I have a fun idea, actually. The greenskins. There we go. Cathay Spec Ops with snipers and Iron Hail. Oh, dude, Cathay is so rough in FFA. You just like end up chasing everybody, just nonstop, you know? All right, so who has what here? Is this gonna work? Are you gonna get her done? Yeah, that looks fine. Looks fine. Looks good to me. You guys are gonna like this build. It's truly forbidden. This is just some pure evilness. I'm actually gonna hide this build until it's until like we're actually in the battle, because it's so funny. We need more rogue idols. Oh god. You know what? I would I can bring a rogue idol for you. Just for you, I'm bringing the rogue idol. Just for you, you dirty dog. I got you. All right, so now I need a Harry Potter somewhere. The hell is this shit, man? Really? Oh. That's just not going to be good, is it? Okay. I guess we have to bring you. Yeah. Almost ready. Okay, so that's going to be plenty of those. And is there any other funky units I want to bring? No, they don't have what I'm looking for here. Oh, Meddly Magpie, you're fine. You don't need to drop out of the stream, dude. You're all good. Just hang out, enjoy yourself. The tactics, like, this is an FFA game. It's super casual. Yeah, too bad they don't have any sneakiness there. This is gonna be so freaking awful. Alright. Back in business, baby. Let the squigs feast. I know. I've been waiting for an eternity to get into this FFA. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you got, you know? I'm very excited. I'm a little nervous. We have a lot of Vanguard shenanigans around us. We have a whole bunch. I do see... So there's been one person in chat who's guessed what I'm doing. Like, on the nose, exactly what we're doing. Yeah, the double Rogue Idol. Oh, it could be. Rogue Idols are just so bad. They're just so slow. If a monster is going to be that slow and ponderous, it needs to freaking thump you when it hits you. But, like, Rogue Idols don't even hit as hard as a freaking Camarine War Sphinx, and they're just, like, more expensive and slower, and it's like... Camarine War Sphinxes need to be cost increased to freaking at least 2,000 gold. They're too cheap right now. Ah. What's it going to be? The mischievous magpie is making some big schemes over here. He's got some machinations, the likes of which this world has never seen. Yes, yes. By the way, lads, so what we're going to be doing in the future is we're going to have like a tournament, and then after the tournament's over, we're going to go work on a build guide over on the Twitch channel, because then I can upload it as a video to the YouTube channel as well without, you know, YouTube funny business. So if you guys want to, you could head over to the Twitch channel in preparation for that. We'll be doing that this week. The first one we'll be doing is a Nurgle build guide, because I'm very practiced in them right now. I've been grinding them, so I think now is a good time to strike while the knowledge is still hot. And then we'll just do polls on what you guys want build guides for, like which factions, and I'll grab top players, and we could work on builds. We'll see, though. It's kind of tricky, though. Oh, hold on. I actually, yeah. I feel like a lot of top players might not want to give their builds away, though. You know? Slow SEs need more missile resist. I mean, they just need to hit harder, too. Like, Rogue Idols, their animations don't seem great. When they, like, hit things, it kills, like, a couple models. It's like, yeah. A mistake is what you're making? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. All right, I'm going to switch back into the game as soon as we frickin' are deployed and everything. Sorry, guys, my brain's still a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, Titans are not good. No. You can still... They're not, like, the worst monsters. You know, honestly, the Titan's better than the friggin' Rogue Idol, for sure. Has, like, some bound Spirit Leeches and is, like, tanky. And alright. So what's it going to be here? Yes. This is what it's going to be. Okay. Oh, the dreaded ready up already. I love it. I love it. All right. The lads are ready. Can you guys hear it? Can you hear the noise of what is to come? Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna put you in the bushes here. You're gonna be right there. And Hag's gonna go there too. All right, guys. It's time. Here we go. The double blocker. Yeah, that's super necessary, huh? So we did a mass Goblin Vanguard. Yes. Unfortunately, my caster doesn't have Vanguard. It has to waddle over. But we're, of course, Vanguarding on Nurgle because they're the slowest. So I'm like, let's get there and party. Oh, God. Dark Elf Army. Oh, Outer Region brings the pretty sweaty builds for sure in FFA. He's going to be a mobile nastiness. All right. So here we go. Oh, look at this. What the hell is this? Get them. Go, my pretties. We're going to sacrifice one. We're going to sacrifice one into the shades. Try and catch him. What the hell is this? There's all these freaking shits in the woods. Oh my god. Oh no. Did we manage to get him? Hey, we did manage to lose a Squig Hopper unit. Okay, so this is actually not great. So, yeah, no, this is not good. Oh my god. Oh no. My hag. My goblin army is not going to make it in time. They're not going to make it. Oh, it's a toad dragon. If I had all my archers nearby, maybe. Come on. Oh, no. Look at all the horsemen. Not like this, Rogue Idol. God, go fight. Wait, are we missing somebody? Oh, that's a mass stealth Skaven army. Okay. Okay, so I think I just have to cut my losses here, guys. And just, like, know that the Rogue Idol's probably going to die. Because Nurgle is doing God knows what. Let's get the Squig Hoppers here. I like, can do nothing against this army, basically. Alright, so at least you survived. And we're going to be trying to set up shop here. So let's form ranks. And then we're going to do this. We're going to get archers and archers and archers to start shooting at you. And yeah, let's do this. Can rampage you if we want to. Try a little bit of that, which is always fun. Let's get you out there. And is the Rogue Idol still alive? Oh shit, it's still waddling. Okay. Look at the Rogue Idol still going strong. Oh, the Skaven are ambushing them now. Okay. Why do range units just suck so bad at targeting things in this game? It's so infuriating. All right. Well, the Shades are gonna put some poke on us for sure. That shit's just gonna do nothing. Let's get you in there. Go after Malekith, and yeah, you guys just try and shoot him if you can. Let's see if they can. All right. So Squig Hoppers are coming. We have the Fate of Buna. We're gonna drop it on these guys. Move you in, and we're gonna get the Squig Hoppers to go party like it's 1999. No, stop chasing me. Go find something else. Get out of here. All right. So yeah, the archer line's shooting a little bit now. Yeah, we got Malekith kind of low. See? Yeah, Malekith's getting not the best times, although it is a soul stealer. Okay, so we folded up those Cold One Riders. The mass Gobos didn't do badly, actually. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oof, that's going to hurt bad. The Totemus Maximus is coming. All right, so we need to get all of our archers like back a little bit. Scurry, reform ranks. Let's get you in here. Let's have you go after this. And our hag is still healing. Yeah, I'm being 2v1'd here a little bit. The goblins are the big threat. So I must watch out. The Nurgle's after me, and so too are the Dark Elves. Yeah. All right, so we're going to try this. Try wear you down a little bit, and yeah, we got some night goblins fighting a toad dragon, which is great. So I guess I just farm points where I can, and we can hit the hag here and do this. I don't think I have any chances really. We can go farm. No, they're actually helping me a little bit, although yeah, we can go see if we can farm them a little bit. Skarsnik might run, and then basically my entire army is gonna be out of here. Right, it's gonna be a disaster. All right, so let's get him back. Try and re-stealth if possible, right? Okay, so we're going to try and waddle back and see if we could stealth. Because, yeah, I can't fight freaking Nurgle and the Dark Elves with, like, a huge freaking high-quality army here. All right, let's see if we could just cheese this guy at least. I mean, that's our only chance, right? So we're going to try and rampage him. All right, so the archers are going to form up. And are we in range for the rampage? Why is it coming after me? No! It's gonna tear out all my shit off the map. Oh, I'm too freaking weak. That was a freaking disaster and a half, by the way. Just absolute misery and pain. We'll see if I can live with like anything. But yeah, a toad dragon just cackling on my shit here. Let's see if we could rampage you now. Maybe that's how we can get them to fight each other. Like, why is Nurgle not battling this freaking massive army with its characters? All right, Skarsnik, this is where you show that you're the mightiest anti-large character in the realm. All right, let's do this, and you guys go over here. And yeah, we're getting a little bit archer fire into old Toady, but there's no way. There's no freaking way. How'd the SFT Nurgle go? It went well. Yeah, you should be able to rewind and see the replays as well. Okay, well, yeah, that just didn't work. Getting just creamed by both those guys not gonna be great. Skarsnik is still alive in the bushes, and yeah, we have the Medusas and whatnot. Oh god. Just end me, bro. Well, at least we'll get a little revenge here. Are those the Rusty Airs? No, those are just regular dudes. Skarsnik's going to make one last hoorah at it. So there he goes. He's going to try battling the Toady, because we got to get whatever points we can. Yeah, that's not going to be great. Skaven looking pretty good. He was able to assassinate the Nurgle Lord. Nurgle has the highest points, though. I think Outer Region probably just wins. He didn't really fight too many people. He just kind of picked on the other two fights there with his ranged poke, which makes sense. It's a Dark Elf style. And the Canid Assassins here. Now it's time. Can Skarsnik kill either of them? No. There's no freaking way. There's no freaking way. I still have some Wolf Riders. All right, so who could possibly win this at this point? I have no idea. Yeah, Skarsnik obviously dead. There's no chance for him there. I think it's pretty over. Yeah, I think Dark Elves win. I've cast enough FFAs to know. Yeah, like a healthy Dark Elf army with double Medusa against a near-death Skaven Lord. Nurgle's dead. Yeah, this game's over. There's no freaking way. Because all the Spears and Halberds will die to the Medusas. And the Terror. And I think there's still 2 Canid Assassins and a bunch of Shades lurking around. Yeah. Yeah, the Toad Beast plus the Dark Elves, too much for the Goblin Hordes. I think I could have handled either of them one-on-one, but yeah, with all that. And losing my Rogue Idol for nothing, it just died. It had a bad time, yeah. It's the true Rogue Idol experience, just being terrible. Just too slow to do anything. Okay, here comes Malekith, getting Jazailed and poked a little bit. Can the mischievous Magpie pull out any witchcraft? I don't know. My power fantasy was destroyed that game. I wanted to mass surround a Nurgle army with Vanguard Goblins, but it just didn't happen. Didn't happen. There was too many people on him. Too many people had that idea. Wanted to take advantage of the poor vulnerable Nurgle. Although he had a cool army. Yeah, Toad Dragon, a couple other badass elements. Skaven are running out, but Shades, are they regular? Yeah, plus Medusas. That's going to be it. Yeah, so Nurgle's out. And now it's just the Dark Elves basically cleaning up the Skaven. Yeah, GG for sure. It was a good, cool match. Skaven had a mass. Skaven did really well. Shout out to the Mischievous Magpie. He had a cool mass Eshin build. Actually got some decent value. I mean, can he cheese Malekith and somehow win this? I don't think so. There's no freaking way, right? And using the double Ninja Star spell, that's actually pretty good. It's good at sniping Lords. The Eshin Sorcerer Ninja Star spam. I like that. Deathmaster's low. He's going to die to the Assassins. And or the Medusa. Either of them can get the job done. But he's going in for it. He gets an attack there. Hits the Medusa. And in the back, we do have what appears to be some Eshin Triads. I forget that I'm not, like, spectating, so I can't... You know, the invisible units. You mismicroed your Tone Dragon. Bro, you shouldn't have attacked me. You should have helped me with Outer Region. He was clearly the stronger one. You threw me to the dogs. You know? It's all good. It's the perfect fitting situation for the goblin mishaps. Hey, Malekith died. Is there any way the rats can do it? Shit. Oh, what a comeback. Hold on. Hold on. Will the villainous Dark Elves be defeated? Deathmaster is broken. If he runs, that's a big problem for this Skaven. Oh, God. Oh, I'm too weak. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sure it's annoying shit. But yeah, the leadership of this Skaven's probably going to do him in. Even though they did get rid of Malekith, which is huge, there's still too many Shades on the field, I think, right? Can they work it? I don't know, maybe. Uncle Frunkle wanted revenge for you never taking him. That's true. He's pretty bad. Although in FFA, single entities are usually the way. All right, so we do see the shades here getting hunted, and yeah, I think Outer Region has enough of a points lead. It doesn't matter. The Skaven would have to get a lot of points off him, because you get 2,500 for last man standing, right? So he would need to be like a little over 1,200 points more than he has now. Skaven leadership, that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's it. GG. Well played though. The Magpie kind of looked like he might have a comeback opportunity there for sure, but at that point, it's just clean up for the Druchii. Kind of weird, right? Like, look at that. It doesn't... Okay. Oh, it's two separate things. Okay. Got it. GG. All right. So now I need to restart the... I need to restart the game real quick. So just give me 1 second. We'll be good. Pestilence on the field. Pestilence on the streamer. Yeah, no. It absolutely is. Very much in flavor. Okay. And let's fire it up. There we go. Do this and do that. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. You did great, Magpie. You did really good. The double ninja stars. Yeah, with the mass vanguard builds is tricky because everybody uses. I mean, if you want to win an FFA, you use mobility builds, right? No, and we're gonna do this. I don't even know where. They should just take ranked out of the matchmaking. It's so stupid. It's like the matchmaking is so haggard in this game. That's like I was talking to my. So I've been playing with Orange Pest lately. He's like a co-pro, Company of Heroes 3 Pro, and we were kind of talking about the issue of like, there's a lot of people who just like to grind games on a good ladder, right? Like to get better and practice, and you can't really do that here. I mean, you can for sure. But, yeah. Ranked, yeah, I know. Seriously. Look, at least we got... I'm just grateful that we got Creative Assembly to support multiplayer to the point they do, which is actually pretty good. I mean, 3 to 4 major events a year with good prize support. That's like more than a lot of RTSs can ask for. All right, so... Oh, we're playing on the CA version of Borderlow Landing, which is very different. Yeah, it's very different. Okay. So who do we want to play here? I think we'll do one Nurgle game. All right. As a warm-up. Oh, shit, it's ladder. What sort of bullshit can they do? Oh, if it's ogres, I'm just not going to play against ogres. If there's an ogre player, I'm just... Or Slanesh, just no. We're just dodging, sorry. I'm not playing against that bullshit. Yeah, I keep forgetting ladder has, like... That's another thing, right? Like, ladder has all the bugged, abusive units, and people just use them because they have no dignity. Oh, no. Okay. If it's ogres or Slanesh, we're dodgerooing. Okay, it's greenskins. That's fine. So this is a matchup I needed to practice a little bit, which is good. I wanted to try this style, actually. No, I turned the mod off. Yeah, I turned the mod off. That's why I minimized for a second. So I kind of want to try this guy out. That's kind of a fun idea. Yeah. That's all right. Seems like a Chad Breton. Oh, this guy plays Bretonia? No, he's playing Greenskins. Greenskins are pretty decent against Nurgle. I think it's a maybe 55-45 matchup, but not terrible for Nurgle. You want the Plague Ogre? The Plague Ogres will rise. They will. Don't you worry. I'm trying something a little off meta here. This is a style that I've been wanting to experiment with. So we're going to see how it works. All right. Looks fine. I wonder what they're going to bring. They're going to be Grom the Paunch. Grom the Paunch is all the hotness these days. Hopefully my opponent is actually here. Yeah, but if you guys play ladder, I just advise dodging frigging Slanesh or Ogre players. It's just stupid. They'll just go double Thunder Tusk with healing and just... It's pure pain. The ranked ladder experience, I know. It's the dregs of hell. Wait, where are all my builds? Did it not save all my builds? Huh. That's weird. So a lot of my builds are missing. Is it... That is very strange. Okay. So 1, 2. Then we got you guys. Sure, let's try this out. That looks fine, more or less. It has the key components of this matchup. We're going to see if it gets her done. Oh, Medusas are good. Yeah, they're a good unit. I don't know if my opponent's here, or if he's AFK or something, but maybe he's lurking. Maybe he is lurking. Dude, you know it'd be really brutal for Nurgle. If Nurgle warriors learned how to hold a halberd, oh my god. That would be so powerful. Yeah, my builds are, I don't know if this guy's here, or if he's AFK. He's not, like, readying up. Yeah, I have some of my builds, but some of them are missing. I think has something to do with the mod. I'm not sure. Oh, that's you. Okay, I'm playing you. Yeah, no worries. As long as we know you're here. Take your sweet time. You're one of the homies here. So I've won this matchup a couple times. I've lost it a couple times. This is a new style I kind of want to experiment with. It's using the Nurgle Demon Prince, which is, he's a bit of a bullet sponge. Yeah, this is the weird version of this map. That's right. Yeah, this is the one that has, because CA took the map and changed it to, they made it way worse. Look what they've done to my boy. Yeah, you guys are going to see the problems. So this is border low landing. Look at how, oh god, like all these like random rocks and trees, like they just can't help themselves. And it's also not symmetrical too, right? Like this side has like certain obstacles that this one doesn't. So from like a competitive, it doesn't matter for this, but from a competitive perspective, this is like way worse. Yeah. Although, I mean, it helps me, but like those trees in the middle, if I had remembered that this map had the funky trees, that would have been pretty big actually. All right. So trying some Plague Toads out. Normally I skip them, you know? Yeah. Normally I skip them, but we're going to try it out today. 2, a 3. Okay, and we're going to get you on the home objective here. We're going to get a couple of very deep set Battletoads. Try those out. Demon Prince of Nurgle is pretty cool. He's got Stream of Corruption. We're going to do the you and you. All right. I don't know why they did this. I don't know either. It's just some forbidden sauce. Okay, let's have some fun. Good luck to our opponent, who's one of the homies in chat. So shout out to you, bud. Show me the flaws of my build. That's what I need. I need somebody to just help me stress test some of these bad boys. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I think it's something with YouTube that like people are sleepy people are ending up on the stream, yeah. Something like that. All right, let's get the Battletoads, you and Noxbringer. We need to go start. Oh, it's Chad Gore and Black Orcs? Okay, I was not expecting this shit. That is for sure. Okay, now are we in trouble? Because like nobody does this? Okay, I did bring Battletoads though, which is good. Yeah, I did bring Battletoads. We could do the Noxbringers. Those are the Magi Marauders. So we should be fine. I have Pesties, though. We're fine. Pesties can fight Black Orcs. They'll lose, obviously, but they hold their own. Plus, I have a giant Giga Chad Nurgle Demon Prince, so he's going to be a menace. Of course, it's the Grimgore. Yeah, he's here. Let's go get the throwing weapons. You want to be close before you shoot? First call in, I think I'm just going to call in some Pesties, maybe? More Gribs are lurking, and we're going to start shooting at the Black Orcs with great weapons here. Okay. So next up, I think we're going to get 2 Pestigore call-ins. We're going to go start poking here a little bit. These Marauders are going to go hang out on that objective, and we're going to call in... Wow, the Vanguard point's really close to the objective on this one, I think. It feels a little different. All right. So yeah, not too many like great targets here for us. We'll start throwing at the Savage Orcs. We can do some cycle charging here on the Savage Orcs too. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Plague Father, protect us. All right, so I don't know where those guys are going there. They're off in La La Land. Okay. Just keep doing this. We can go ahead and blast these Black Orcs in the face here. We're going to get the Demon Chad of Nurgle to poke in and do his thing. Okay. The Demon Prince of Nurgle is a pretty beastly little fighter. He's definitely no joke. We do have a Stream of Corruption, which we can use on the Blorks. So we're going to use that there on those guys. Okay. Nice. That's what it's all about right there, boy. And looks like they're going to come and attack me here, but I should be able to beat them with those 2 horsemen. Yeah, should be able to. All right, so we do manage to get away. Noxbringer's here. Let's get you guys in. Get Battletoads moving there. And I don't know what we're going to call in next. We'll have to see. We will have to see. All right. So Battletoads are lurking. Let's retreat you guys back a little bit. And the Noxbringer needs to get in position to keep shooting the Black Orcs where we can. Those guys should get harried and chased down by my boys. It should be fine. All right, let's shoot the Black Orcs here. Let's do this. And now you guys can engage. You know, I honestly don't hate the idea of Spirit Leech and Grimgore. I'm just starting to wear him down over the course of a long battle. We'll have to see. Those are Savage Orcs, so let's get the Noxbringer in there to terror out them and try and push them back. You guys are here. And, oh, now we get a little sneaky coming in from the back, which I like that. It's a good call. All right, let's get Plague Ogres. They'll be fine. We're going to jump over here, and we do manage to fold that position up, so let's get you guys on the Blorks, and you guys on the Blorks here. And, yeah, that's a nice little rear charge, though. I don't hate that. That's pretty good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the damage reflection on these guys, and we're going to run the Demon Prince away from Chadgore because he's just too thick and too powerful. All right, so let's get you guys behind the Black Orcs, start throwing your throwing weapons at them. And, yeah, the Plague Ogres should arrive shortly. Stream of Corruption, man. I was not expecting, like, a heavy metal Blork build. Pretty rad. All right, so let's go do a little bit of charging here. And those are the Rustiers, so we need to shut that shit down, like, right now. And are those horsemen still around? Our other ones? Did they just get juked and just stop chasing? Dude, they got their feet broken there, huh? All right, well, I respect that. So another Spirit Leech on Grimgore. I think that was a mistake, Spirit Leech and Grimgore. It doesn't feel great. All right, so we're going to get the Plague Ogres to bash these Dirk at Squighoppers, call in some Forsaken for speedy reinforcements, and continue the grind. Yeah, we're going to just keep that Demon Prince there cackling. And those Rustiers might be able to shut me down, but let's get the Noxbringer to drain their ammo. In the meantime, we can pull you guys over to this, and go melee mode and shut that shit down. All right. So we're definitely winning very heavily right now. So much so that I think we can start pressing the back objective on this map. So we're going to just get like a single Nurgling to go over there. It's pretty expendable, right? Battletoads are doing good. And I think the Pestigores are trading well enough into the Black Orcs. They're still hanging in there. Managed to fold that position. Let's get the Plague Ogres to go start attacking the Black Orcs here and get the throwing weapons behind them. Noxbringer, we want it to drain the ammunition of the Rustiers here, who are actually causing a little bit of grief for us. So we need to go over there and shut that shit down right on now. All right. So yeah, we're taking a bit of damage. I mean, that's how you throw, you know. Noxbringer with a direct hit in the terror route, I think. Yeah, go Demon Prince. Go, my precious. All right, so you guys keep doing this. Let's call you in, do this, get you to move over there. And yeah, we just kind of keep working on the grind here. The Black Orcs are definitely taking some beatings. That is a bolt thrower in the back, which I'm not too concerned about. Yeah, I think the bolt thrower won't do too much. Bolt throwers, they're weird. The greenskin ones, I feel like if there's like a critical mass of them, they can do some okay work. But typically, yeah, it's a little bit jank. All right, so Chadgore, I could start trying to snipe Chadgore. Back objective's looking fine, so we don't need to worry about that too much. Let's just sit behind these guys, and we're going to get you back up into the sky here. We're going to go ahead and Spirit Leech you. I think I can just start Spirit Leeching Grimgore, because the Nurgle Demon Prince is an absolute unit of a fighter. He's, like, I usually deal with Grom the Paunch. He's, like, the more meta choice. We can go charge these guys, too, actually. Yeah, so we got the objective. Chadgore is in trouble. Plague Ogres will bash these guys, actually, pretty well. And, yeah, let's see if the Demon Prince can beat up Grimgore. He does have better stats. You know, more HP and stuff. I think he should be pretty good here. But Grimgore is, you know, you don't want to sleep on him. He's a surprising one there. Are we going to get called out on here? Is he watching? Let's see if he is. All right, Demon Prince, fight Grimgore. Let's give him the honorable duel he wants. Okay, so we do get to the bolt thrower and the back objective. This, yeah, I feel like this border landing is so freaking different. You know, it's such a different beast. Okay, Demon Prince is still going at it, and we do get the bolt thrower offline. The Black Orcs are pretty much tabled here, I think. I don't think there's too many of them left. Let's do a little bit of unsummoning. Oh, just end me, bro. Jesus. All right. Yeah, back objective's going to get taken. Grimgore putting up a fight, though. He's no joke. Let's do this. We're going to put Fecundity down on you, too. And, yeah, that's going to be basically the last of the greenskins. With healing, we're probably pretty well ahead at this point. All right, let's go get this. Do that. And, yeah, just finish off Grimgore. Pretty heavy metal build. He brought Crimson Killas. Yeah, he brought Crimson Killas and a bunch of Black Orcs. Nurgle's pretty good against infantry, like elite infantry, typically. Yeah, they'll have tools for it. But how to beat Nurgle with these guys is basically just mass archers. It's very tough for Nurgle. That's why the Noxbringer is involved. Yeah, you gotta get the old Nox boy going. One of the Battletoads even survived too. Yep, that's basically just it. I think he just wants his ceremonial Grimgore duel. I should probably give it to him. Although Nurgle would not fight fair. They would just be like, what? No. We just want to spread our plagues and shit. Alright, we're gonna let them have their ceremonial duel. But yeah, that's basically over. We got a couple skirmishers coming out. It looks like one there, maybe. Wargrim's Magi Marauders. Yeah, we're gonna go poke him a little bit. I like the Demon Prince though, because Grom the Paunch is so annoying in this matchup, and he is vulnerable to archers though. Like if you get rampaged or anything like that, you know, you think Grimgore's got this? Is that what you guys think? How dare you? You betrayed me for the last time. Let's unsummon those guys. Yeah, oh my god, we have 2,900. Okay, let's call you guys in and you guys as well. Just get some more units to make sure we don't slip up here. Noxbringer's so brutal. I love it. Alright, Plague Ogre's back. Yeah, but we have magic, you know? He was summoning units in the beginning, Orange Pest, but I think when he realized he lost, he's just kind of having some fun with Chadgore. He's just messing around at this point, I think. He did summon units though. He had some call-ins. Oh, Grimgore. Dude, look at this absolute beast. Yes. It is time. Dude, look how thick this guy is. Oh, there goes Grimgore. All right. If you don't mind, Palernos, now would be a good time to tap out here just so we don't have to sit here for another 5 minutes, please. I don't know if you're in the stream, but for the love of the gods, you know, he's got 4 units lurking around somewhere. Yeah. I think that would be a good time. I think he forgot to fill out his reinforce. I don't know, maybe. Did he not call anything in? We're going to find out when we see the post-battle screen. There we go. Good man. All right. You don't want to sit there for another 5 minutes. He must have had some reinforcements. Oh, he did. Oh, the poor guy. He just put 1 unit. Oh, no. I think he just wanted to roll in with his army. Yeah. He died like he lived, waddling. Yeah. We're building up the old ladder again. I think he just forgot some reinforcing units. All right. So we're going to try an absolute meme build from Nurgle. Like, we're playing Haggard Ladder. Who cares if we lose? This build is going to be your power fantasies. Okay? You guys ready for the Nurgle power fantasy? I'm so excited for this. This is going to be so fun. And after this, we'll play someone different, I promise. But, okay, we got Lizardmen. I don't know if this works against Lizardmen. All right, we're going to try it. I will probably lose if I do this, but it doesn't matter. Rolling. What? 1 unit for reinforcements, full chosen. Yeah, dude. No, you guys are about to just get full filth here. Just haggard, janky shit. Oh, can I not afford more of those? Come on, dog. Don't do me dirty like that. Don't do me dirty like that. All right, where we got? Okay, 700. So expensive. Kugath with Uncle for Uncle? No. This is a build style I've actually never really tried. It's probably not going to work, but it's going to be forbidden, is all I can tell you. Oh, this is so stupid. This is so dumb. Oh, and he's already... Dude, you know this man is just like coming in with a fully erect Dreadsaurian, just like... Okay. Is that going to do anything for us? No, we got to go on this. Okay. That's just too shitty to do that. Okay. All right, so I have 1,000 gold left. Oh my god, I gotta get an army together. Holy shit, I was just spacing out. And Okay, he canceled the ready up, which was nice of him. What a good sport. Oh, man. All I can tell you guys about this build is it's all ogre now. You know? It is all ogre now. And, man, we got you guys. Let's see what else is cooking here. And as far as the infantry goes, I think we just get another one of you. This is some, like, Bronze Lord. This is probably what, like, a Bronze Odia Master would bring their first time. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen... Have you guys... Oh, man, I'm so excited. I don't want to spoil it yet till we actually load in. Okay. Tammy needs the lead. Oh! I forgot about Tammy. No, I brought a sorcerer because the build was getting a little expensive and Tammy's really pricey. So the problem is if I go with triple Plague Ogre plus Tamercon, I have to then pay for a wizard, which means I'll have like 2 infantry units. So I couldn't do that. I went with mass. Oh my god, we're gonna get freaking flattened here, guys. Oh god. It's time for some meme builds for the rest of the stream, I think. You know? Okay, perfect. When is finals? Oh, we might actually have another... I know there's a couple tournaments going on. If there's another tournament that rolls up, we could cast the grand finals for it if I'm feeling up to it. Ogres don't sound scary. Well, yeah, this build isn't designed to like be a counter build against lizards. It's just for funsies build here. All right, guys. So we got the dreaded triple Plague Ogre rush. Oh yeah. And then you guys are just gonna swoop around on the outside here. So it begins, the greatest battle of our time. Oh no, and he's got... Oh, he's funny. He's got... Oh, he's using it, the build that Anticity was using. That's really funny. It'd be hilarious if we beat it with this shithouse build. Oh man, okay. So, cool. Let's see. I mean, I don't know how the... Plague Ogres are actually ITP, which is really funny. On the outside, that's going to be some feral cold ones going over there. So, that's fine. We could just do God knows what. Call it another Plague Ogre. Okay, so we're about to get, like, rock dropped into the Shadow Realm here. Right. Which is going to be fine. Let's see how good they are with the rock drops. Oh my god, I don't know how we beat this shit. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Angels of Decay for sure. Is that thing going to come? Okay, let's introduce it to our little friend Plague Ogre, huh? Plague Ogre! Plague Ogre! Alright, and we're gonna get you guys to keep moving. Yeah, dude, let's freaking go. Plague Ogre, it's Plague Ogre in time. Do we want another one? Do we need another Plague Ogre? I think we gotta use the Angels of Decay here. Alright, so we're just gonna keep bonking this big man here, and we can do this. And we too have healing on our Plague Ogres, so we're gonna heal those guys up. And yeah, Mazdamundi's now going to get attacked by them, and we need to call in the Angels of Decay. So we're going to do that. Get those guys coming out, and we're just going to keep hunting. Yeah, we're just going to keep hunting. Plague Ogres, like I said, are ITP. So that's pretty nice. The Insane Ogre Posse. Okay, and then the Forsaken need to roll this way too. He's rock dropping just random ass Marauders and shit, so it's not that big of a deal. Are these Ogres really going to break? Yeah, I don't know if they are. Okay, so Mazda's taking a little bit of work. We're going to start bombarding here. And now these guys are getting attacked. So we need to call in some Furies to help. And clear out the skies. Alright, cool. So we're getting it. The Plague Ogres can go after Mazdamundi. And we're just going to keep bonking here. In the meantime, we can go after you. And hopefully we win in the air here. I think we will. The Furies will probably get it done. Plague Ogres are trying their best. You know, they're grinding all right. Let's get on the feral cold ones here. And I think just trying to snipe Mazdamundi is probably the best bet. And save up another heal. These Plague Ogres are actually holding reasonably well, though. I'm really impressed with their holding power here. Okay, there's literally no targets for the Forsaken. The Rotflies are dominating the Pterodons. Is this the counter to Anticity's Forbidden his build? I know it's not him playing, but yeah. It's like, this is copying his build from the stream the other day. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I didn't need those Furies, but that's fine. Alright, let's get this, man. Let's get it. Is it the meta of the Plague Ogre? Is it upon us? It might be. Alright, so let's go see what we can do. We do have the triple cap against them, by the way. The Plague Ogres being ITP is pretty sleeper good. How many models do we have here? 13, and then these guys have 14. Alright, let's get the 14 models healed up here. And looks like there's some sneaky business going over there, so we're going to just send the Forsaken to go do that. This is just about the value trading, right? So Angels of Decay just need to kill Mazdamundi. And in the meantime, the other Plague Ogres just... Or is that a Scarvet on... Oh, so that's how he's killing my guys. Oh, so he's got a Scarvet. Alright. Yeah, if we just kill Mazdamundi, we're probably cooking pretty well here. I would dare say. Yeah, and then you guys should be able to get those skinks off there. We did get another heal. Mazdamundi's almost dead. Plague Ogres here have almost killed this Dread Saurian, and without that, there's no healing, and, you know, we just live our best life, basically. This game is, like, so weird. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like, I'm, like, half in it, but I feel like I'm, like, not here, actually here. It's a weird one. Yeah. Okay, Mazdamundi's running. Let's just kill the Dread Saurian with the Angels, and we can just keep hunting Mazda with you and get you with the Rancid. We're splitting our fire a little bit, which is a little bit newbie, but I think it's okay. And, yeah, Forsaken have cleaned those guys up. We've almost gotten Mazda down, and the Angels of Decay should be able to put some work in. But, dude, these Plague Ogres, their staying power is actually very decent here. I'm surprised they're not, like, running in the face of the Dread Beast, you know? Mazda is broken. We've gotten him killed. And, you know, if I had brought, like, a normal Nurgle build, I think I just lose to this shit that he brought. That's really funny. All right, so let's slow down the Dread Beast so we can get him with the freaking Angels. Lord Chungamundi is dead. Yeah, and let's go ahead and unsummon you. Do this, and let's go over here, hunt these guys down. On the top, Forsaken have done their job. Let's pull them back. Dude, who doesn't need more Plague Ogres? Oh, yeah. Oh, sign me up. Talk dirty. And the Dread Beast is going to fall. Nurgle's range OP. Alright, let's get behind these guys. This game's basically over at this point. I think we can leave these ogres here or just unsummon them to get some fresh ones out. Yeah, I think that's probably a fine idea. Angels of Decay getting it. And what do we got? Just mainly some junky infantry left? Yeah. Probably going to resummon Mazda. Do I have enough for another Rancid? We do. Okay. Let's get another Forsaken coming out. They can move up. Get ready to chew on some infantry. I bet you this homie's been karate chopping some people in ladder with this. You know? Just running rampant. Yes. I like how he... Oh, that Scarvet is on Velociraptor? For reals? Oh, he's using the Cold-Blooded. He's doing a good job keeping that going here. Yeah, let's get this. I should go finish off the Dread Saurian. Because if he summons out a friggin' healer or something, or gets his Mazda back, you know, I'd feel really bad if that thing healed. Alright. Low ground objective should go to us. We're going to get the Plague Ogres on top of you. Just keeping these guys to screen. And I want to make sure we kill this shit. This shit needs to go in the trash can. It needs to pay the price. Okay, let's unsummon and unsummon. Plague Ogre still duking it out. And let's call the Furies in to support the Plague Ogres there. Alright. We took out the Dread Saurian and Mazdamundi. Yeah, Scarvets are nice. Yeah, they're a nice unit. They are nice. All right, let's move up, get you guys around, and where do we go? Yeah, still battling. Why is my Lord wavering? Oof, that's not good. Oh, double Scarvet. Holy shit, okay. I might lose my Lord here. That would be... I don't think it would matter at this point, but that would be pretty troll. Do I have any more Ogres in the field? I guess I don't have too many left. I guess I don't. We're going to try and peel here, but I seriously doubt it's going to work. What we'll do is get a frontal charge into you guys, and then a rear charge with you guys. My Lord got killed really quick. Yeah, man. My focus still isn't great. Oh, and Mazdamundi's back from the grave. All right. Well, now we just need to try and actually focus and win. Because, I mean, I could throw this game. I could definitely throw this. Alright, so the Plague Ogres are bashing this thing. Mazda Mundi, we should be able to Plague Ogre, keep him in check. Angels of the Decay probably should have been unsummoned a long time ago. That's fine. So we're just going to Tar Pit capture weight here, I think. Just get a lot, although another Ogre wouldn't be bad. They should trade well into the Scarvets because they're on Velociraptor, you know? Alright, so how are we looking? Oh man, we might have actually thrown by letting our Lord die. We got too relaxed. If I get this point, though, I'm going to feel relatively confident. The Plague Ogres are here. And do I want to resummon my Lord? I don't think so. Is there any sneakiness up here on the high ground? Looks like some skinks are maybe thinking about it. Let's go ahead and start kiting them a little bit. So I'm just going to slow them down. Do this. Angels of Decay, we can call them back in. You guys hold over here. Let's unsummon you guys. Yeah, these Ogres are still going. We have another one coming. Okay, up to the high ground you go. And let's get another Pesty coming in here. Yeah. I can't believe we killed the Dreadsaurian and Mazda's back. He's like, I'm back and I didn't hear no bell. Alright, let's move you here. Forsaken, Plague Ogre still grinding. Let's just kite you guys back. We're just going to have to win this one on points. Most likely. We got sloppy. He's kind of AFK'd. My Lord died. I think he died. I don't actually even know. Look at the resilience of these Plague Ogres, though. Even without my Lord, they're just like still going strong, man. Which is awesome to see. Yeah, we can probably win just Helm's Deeping over there, I'm thinking. Alright, let's get you there. Let's get you guys parking here. Plague Ogres get on these guys. And what we do is we just kind of hug the middle, too. So my opponent, by bringing, like, resummoning Mazda Mundi, it means they're not going to have any like, capture pressure. So we just kind of line up on the middle and just cackle, and if he leaves, we just, you know, we just grab that, basically. Yeah. Lord, yeah, my Lord Shattered, yeah, that would explain why he's not reappearing. And yeah, if they leave, we just go to the middle. Like, right now, what they're doing, we just swarm the middle. Because then they'll eventually get top, but by that time, we'll have middle, and vice versa. You know, you guys get the idea. Dog beasts. I'm not the only one who hears that, right? The Beastmen Lord saying dog beast? I can't be the only one. Alright, so you guys move onto the middle. You bestow it on there, able to get a cute little route on us. And, yeah. We just keep grinding here, man. It's going to take him a while to get that objective back, that's for damn sure. And we just park on the outside here, park on the outside. And next I think we can honestly save for Angels of Decay. Oh, a couple Plague Ogres came back. It's really, really clutch, actually. So we're going to move them to different parts of the objective here. And I'm going to need to get some trash infantry out there, too. Let's get some Forsaken. There we go. All right. Cool. So everybody's on the point. High ground is a little dodgy. The Plague Ogres are still fighting up there, which is good. And now we're going to get this point in the middle. And yeah, should be fine. You can call in another Ogre if we want to. Let's get you on the point. And the Ogres have gotten in. I'm really curious to see their value. These guys are still fighting hard. Let's get you guys rallying back onto the point. And we were able to get that one. No surprises. Let's get the Pestigors so the expensive Forsaken don't eat the charge. God damn. Oh, God. 1450 points. But yeah, that was cool. You know, normally Nurgle does struggle to deal with big stuff, but we were able to, which was nice. We were able to deal with it with the dreaded triple Plague Ogre. Now, normally that would not work because lizards would just have so much range shooting. The Plague Ogres would just get ripped to shreds, but yeah, it worked pretty well there, actually. It was a good counter to Mazda and the Shredder. I know it was. I didn't expect that to work, but it like unironically countered his Anticity build he brought here, which is pretty funny. Still got 4,200 value though, no biggie. 1,800, yeah, not bad. Angel still carried that though, right? 29, yeah, the Angel still carried it. GG. All right, let's queue it on up. Let's see what's cooking here. You ever played Northgard? No, I've been recommended it. It hasn't called to me, but yeah, it hasn't called to me. It's a Viking RTS. Isn't Northgard the one that's very similar to Dune Spice Wars? Could have sworn it was. Okay, I know you guys have probably had enough Nurgle, so let's play the Hidden Oasis. What the hell is this map even? Oh, this freaking map is such a meme. Holy shit. Oh, man. Okay, I know this one. Okay. This map is like an absolute meme. I'm going to do something really fun. I'm going to go Vampire Coast. Oh no, he's on the Empire. Okay, the Forbidden Empire. I don't know if like I can shoot on this map. Like, are there hills? The ion cannon. Yes. It's time for the special bloats to come in and party. Empire versus Coast. Oh god, what does this map look like? You guys want Queen Bess? You guys want the Bessie on this map? Ooh, it's risky. The dick hand mobs are coming. I can assure you that. I can assure you that that will be the case. You haven't seen Dune? Dune Spice Wars is fun. Yeah, it's a good game. I play it a lot. You know, I had my fun with it. I might go back and try it again someday, but for now, I'm chilling. If they added a new faction, I'd for sure could tickle my interest. How do you deal with Angels of Decay as lizards? One sec. Hold on, guys. Angels of Decay, you have Tempest on a heist land, salamanders, hunting packs can shoot them out of the sky. You have plenty of answers. Yeah, you got plenty of answers in my opinion. All right. Ye old scurvy dogs. I know you guys want the Queen Bess bad, right? How bad do you dirty dogs want it? You want it pretty bad. So I think I got to make it happen for you. I can't disappoint. Oh god, it's just such a fucking just asking for it. Okay. Oh, I'm too weak. Oh, it's weird. And so in quick battle, you can't like you can't even load a unit up like that. Yeah, okay. All right. You guys want Queen Bess. Slay Queen? Oh, it's so funny. Yes. The Queen will be here to slay, I can assure you. Win or lose, we're going to have some fun with it. All right. And we don't really need any of that, so you're just going to be there with the... Should have more, right? There we go. Okay. We want Queen Bess this bad. Barrington, I got you. $10 ruse here. We'll get you your prize. Yeah, get a couple of those. Almost ready. I have no idea what this map looks like, so we're going to have to just figure it out on the go, my friends. We're going to have to see what's cooking. Bomber mobs are pretty good against the Empire. They're also good Empire players, know how to target them. Oh, this is going to be such jank. Alright, I'm ready to get wrecked. Mess with the best. We'll see if they can. I brought a OG fan favorite lord. I got old school Luther Harkin in here. He's actually pretty good against Empire, but yeah. Davok magically appears when Dune is mentioned. Are you still streaming Dune, Dave? I saw you put some stuff up recently, I think. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, this map is like could actually be all right for Queen Bess if the fight is in the middle and she can bombard things. That's really funny. Oh my god! I mean, it's a cool looking map. Certainly cool. I mean, CA knows how to make cool looking maps. That's not the issue. It's more the balance. All right. So Queen Bessie is gonna just sit kind of like offset here for now because we got to be careful, and we'll get our dickhand mobs up. Dicks out for the dickhand mobs. All right. So we've got a couple of you guys. And old Luther's going to be there as well. We got pistol mobs, although the pistol mobs Probably should... They can't even Vanguard that far on this map. I don't know if it's even worth it. Maybe it is. Handgun mobs deep set. Got an animated Hulk back here chilling. Halberd mobs here and Halberd mob here. And then we're going to take you just to push up on objective 3 there. The dreaded aquatics. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, aquatics. There's actually water. I'm getting too excited. Oh, God. Hold on, guys. One sec. Got a cough. This is just such jank. I can't believe this. All right. So Queen Bessie, maybe like right there is a good spot. Yeah, that's... What do they bring? Please no cannons. Oh, the Sunmaker. The Sunmaker. How evil are you? Okay, let's just go grab this objective for free. Oh, they thought of the same thing. It's pretty funny. The free company are going to go for it. Yeah. Not if my dogs have something to say about it. All right. Instant win aquatics. Yeah, Luther actually bullies Boris in a fight, so. A lot of spears, a lot of archers. Very checkerboardy, which is fun. Go, my doggies. I could take a second dog over there. Empire doesn't really have any ways of dealing with a bomber bat. We can take those guys. I need to summon my caster, though, soon. So, yeah. I'm going to get freaking Sunmakered into another dimension. Crossbows. Oh, cool. I actually think crossbows are decent in some matchups. Yeah, they're not bad. Queen Bess is very easy to dodge, though, is the problem. Like, very easy to dodge. So if my opponent's paying attention, you know, could be a little dodgy. Free company are almost there. And then we just kind of get that objective and live our best life. Luther's eyeing the prize. And now we just sit here with a full chub and watch the Queen Bess shots. Oh... You want to switch targets with Queen Bess every time, basically. Okay, we need to go get that Sunmaker with some Fellbats. Because that shit's going to hurt. Did we hit? Oh, we missed, of course. Okay, so we got this. So let's get you guys around. You guys retreat a little bit. Let's get the Bomber Bats to hit them, and then we can just go here and get them to turn their backs. All right. So, yeah, Bomber Bats should get it done. So now we're going to charge them with the dogs. Oh, Queen Bess hit! It hit something. It hit something, team. All right, check that shit out. Oh, yeah. Oh, another hit. Can we get it? Oh, yes. Give it to me, precious. Okay, we routed the free company down there. So it's about as good as it gets. And, ooh, Luther's, he's playing a little hunting here. Oh, the direct hit. Oh, yes. No. What's going on with these Fellbats? Get over here. Go kill that shit. Come on. And that should be handled here, so now you guys can go there. Cool. All right, engage. You guys shoot here. Luther can go dive you. You guys engage here. Handgun mobs can try and snipe this character, and then we can hornswoggle them too. All right, so we need to get that thing down. And, yeah, we just kind of keep methodically targeting these guys. Doggies get the middle here. Let's get the bombers to come over. And it's going to be some Empire Knights. I'm just going to sacrifice one Fellbat at a time, basically, to try and shut that down. And, yeah, this horrible line of sight here. Like, this is just jank. Absolute jankiness. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to get you moving up because we have extra ammo. So we're gonna be getting it. Oh, my God. Look at the evisceration right there. All right, so bombers, you guys go here. Luther almost got the enemy wizard. And my opponent guarding the artillery piece pretty well. Did he unsummon it, or is it still there? Okay, we're just going to literally sit behind it. The fact that it's keeping Boris away from the actual fight is good. It's very good. Do I want to friendly fire some shit? I think we just raw dog it and go for it, you know? Just see what happens. All right, so halberd mobs, let's get you guys here. They're just pistol mobs. Bombers can go there. All right, let's just keep attacking here. Do a little bit of this, and you guys keep going. And now let's do the extra powder onto the Queen Bess. All right. Oh, the Queen Bess shot is going to just be a steaming hot payload here. It's going to be freaking awesome. Oh, yeah. Oh, direct hit. That's the shit. That's what we're talking about, baby. All right, so we got our guns waiting, and Some of them stuck in combat, unfortunately, but it's all good. We don't even need our caster yet. Sunmaker's still online, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. So are these guys going to try and steal the middle, maybe? Sirens can actually probably fight them. Luther can go after them, too. All right. Let's get these bomber bats back. Queen Bess is definitely dropping some hot steaming payloads on our opponent's face here. Oh, they're going for the sneaky over here, though. I'm going to need to get this objective eventually here. All right, let's move up. And looks like we're making ground here against a lot of these guys. You guys can start shooting there. You guys go here. The Knights of the Black Rose are in some trouble. And yeah, we don't care too much about that outside. We're going to start consolidating over here. Still very early in the game, you know. Very early. Okay, Queen Bess. Where do we want to go next? Sure, shoot at the Empire Knights. Why not? We're never going to hit them, but, you know, might as well try. Okay. And then our caster next, I think, is going to be the play. Let's get you guys right there. The handgun mobs are doing it. And nothing quite like an erect Queen Bess game, you know? Just glorious. Ooh, Toddy's coming into duel. Okay. This is where we need our caster so we can heal if things get ugly. All right. Let's get our wizard out here in a second. Our Harry Potter. Okay. And then the handgun mobs need to get in there. Sirens, pretty nice little buffering piece. They have very good AP, and Boris loses to Luther, like, not decisively, but it's a good fight. All right, so let's get the halberd mobs coming. Let's get you to go run back there so you can get that shit. You guys move in and get all this. And as long as I don't get, like, surrounded and cheesed to death here, that would be very, very bad. So let's get Queen Bess to, yeah, shoot into the middle. Just try and, like, hammer this shit, you know? Oh! Oh, the Queen Bess right on the Knights of the Black Rose. That's good. That's very money. All right, and we got more Sirens coming in. We got pistol mobs providing fire support. And we will get this objective. All right. So doggies, let's see if he's watching. We'll try and sneak around here and get this. And go get that Sunmaker. Yeah. All right. So back to the fight. How are we looking here in the pits? It's looking pretty good. We're going to get some Death Guard polearms coming out next. And my caster... I didn't realize how freaking colossal this map was, by the way. I had no freaking idea. It was just this chungus Doom map. Yeah, so let's shoot into the Empire Knights. We have more extra powder, so let's give it to the Queen Bess. See how much value we can squeeze out of old Queen Bessie, you know? Luther's still chatting it. He's hanging in there. He's dragging down a lot of these units. Let's unsummon you. Yeah, pistol shooting is doing good, though. We might need to escape, though, and get some heals, and we actually just break all the cav. So they get broken open there. And I think we actually got his artillery. We did. Nice. All right. So now it's time for the big push here. So we're just going to get all our junk units. Just get like, 15 capture weight, which will take like 5 years to get there. But when it does, it'll be very nice. Oh, dude, the Queen Best value is pretty forbidden. Actually, yeah, this map's fun. I don't know about competitive. I'm curious. It would need more testing, but it's fun. It's very pretty. All right, so we're going to chase you down. Looks like we got some demis coming in. So we can just start shooting here. Do a little bit of this. Do some gaze and gash on them to pick off some of those demograph models. Do this. Get the Sirens coming over. Gaze and gash will mess these guys up. My pirate tongue almost came out. Ooh, yeah, that was nice right there. That was the good stuff. All right. And Luther should be able to chase off your boy here. Yeah, he should be able to get rid of him. I think the Sirens are pretty good to call out. Let's get the pistol mobs coming over here. Keep chasing. And the demi-birds are having a bad time. Yeah, so you guys camp that objective. Oh, shit. There's actually some forbidden units coming over here. Let's get these free company here. You guys ready for some more Bessing? Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm going to have to call something in to keep Queen Bess from dying to these friggin' spearmen here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that's the spot. That's the spot right there. All right, almost got Toddy off the map. When he's gone, we're golden. All right, so we managed to get those spearmen out of here. Let's just fully chase them off. Luther can come back this way. And, yeah, let's get a doggy down here. Get ready to swarm that other objective. All right, Queen Bess is OP. You saw it here first. Sunmaker, 1100. Versus the Chad 3000 Queen Bess. Okay, it actually got 400 plus kills. I mean, you can dodge Queen Bess. A lot of people will be too lazy to, but you can definitely dodge it. Why did you have to trash me, Zachary? You did good, man. You did fine. The Queen Bess, it had to be shown. He was definitely upset you sneaked his Oh, I got you. Yeah, the artillery, yeah. The Queen Bess. You did good, man. Don't stress it. The build was honestly not terrible. Sunmaker's not bad in this matchup. The biggest thing about Sunmaker, though, is it doesn't always pay for itself, but the unsummon giving you a refund is where you get your value from it. So if you don't get to unsummon it, it's a big setback. Definitely don't need demis in this matchup. In my opinion, maybe one. Like, one demi is fine. But aside from that, there's much better choices. I can give you a little build if you want against Ghost. I haven't played against Ghost in a hot minute, but... Alright, so if you're playing against Vampire Coast with Empire... I got you, homie. Yeah, Bess was fun. She got it done. Alright, so there's literally like 4 or 5 different ways you could play this matchup. You can go Toddy if you want to. It's not bad. Having the net and the utility of that is quite good. Go mass basic archers. I'm always an enjoyer of huntsmen. I like huntsmen because they kill Morghuls and Hulks and big things, but they're also good utility elsewhere. Yeah, Firecaster is the right idea. You could even do like something like this, like let me think about this. Okay. So Burning Head, I did like the Flaming Sword of Ruin. I think that's a nice tech against like Sirens and stuff. Alright, so from there... Volkmar is not terrible. I mean, because Luther isn't a common pick. Luther is usually not the go-to, but you can go with Marcus if you want like a more net shooting type build. For the Cav, I think just baseline Empire Knights are good. I actually like to have one Knight of the Black Rose in the beginning to defend things. It's pretty nice. They can deal with the Hounds and Bats like instantly. Pistoliers, like opening on a big map like that, if you had like double or triple Pistolier to harass me, I would have never gotten that outside objective, and you would be way ahead on points. You know, you can go Elspeth here. Yeah, Elspeth is fine in this matchup. Maybe not in the Dragon, but maybe not in the Dragon. Yeah, Volkmar nowadays probably pretty good in this meta, in this matchup. You can get, because he does magic damage, so he'll like hard counter all the Sirens. So you get Soulfire and Jade Griffin. You can mess around with the other stuff too if you want to, but usually that's going to be adequate. So Volkmar is fine. Toddy is very good too. Like Boris is very good. Marcus is very good. But in general, this like style, yeah, just go like double Huntsman out of the gates here. And let's see, is there anything else you want to bring? You could bring Shield of Faith too for the ward save in case he gets like focus fired. 2 Blazing Suns. You need to max out on Free Company Militia. They're S tier in this matchup. I actually don't hate like a late game Sigmar Sun, Flagellant type unit. You just go 2 of those. So 2 here is looking good. Grenade Launcher is good against these guys when you're desperate in the late game. Like, because here's the thing, like all their big things, yeah, I guess if they went, this build would be weak against Crabbo. Bone says, how dare you? If you would be weak against Crabbo potentially, so you might want to bring in something to keep the crabs honest. So maybe that's where you cut 1 Blazing Sun and get like you know, and get the Demi ROR or something, right? Yeah, the Demi ROR is pretty nice. They're a really nasty sweeper unit, and then you just get like a sweeper or something. Like a build like this would be fine. Yeah, Coast is good at the moment in Dom. They are. Yeah. All right, guys. So it's gonna be a bit of a shorter stream today. I'm still pretty under the weather. Not that bad. I'm on the recovering end, but I'm gonna chill out for now. Lay down for a little bit maybe. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this Nurgle SFT and the replay style and little ladder memeing afterwards, do let me know. And you know, feedback's always great. So I appreciate you guys. Drop a like on the way out if you enjoyed the stream. And we'll see you guys. I'm gonna try and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. If I'm feeling better, of course I'll stream tomorrow. We might do some other game too, like maybe like Age of Mythology again. I've been wanting to get back into that, but yeah. GG, well played. See you guys around. Thank you all for your support. Once again, drop a like on the stream if you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, so we need to figure out what faction we're going to kind of work on next, right? Maybe like we managed to win an SFT with Nurgle. What's another underdog faction? Like Tzeentch? I think Tzeentch would be a good one to focus on next. Like I'll try and figure out how to win an SFT with Tzeentch, because I don't think they've won one this season with Tzeentch. Not sure. All right, guys. See you around. Take care of yourselves. It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. I was going crazy here. And I will see you all on the other side.